Dua busuan fo ema munyina ha. Ya demo tata edemo aba me menti so e wo neat 100.9 FM. Ya worship house Abeka Junction. E wo enkran ganyobi. Ebusuan ya mo akwa aba said was so do afidie no ato ha sei na enawie wo ba betie ye na wo beboa ye ne atimi atwetwe nkomo. Afọ my Ghana ehon na o my Ghana etimi akonanim na yetimi ediye na yankasa ho pa dia sade o mayi ekwaidie ene asi ekodi chimu nu o aye bibia ho aye pinso enso nyame ne hene bibia ebeye fine bibia nyame wom bia ekokokokokokok kan bonsamani asesa den ebeye fine ebusia na eye benada November bosomede de to so aduonu enan ena 24 November anambwa 25th hey ena me sansa machi ena ye November bosomede to so aduonu num 25th November 2021 na sene up to this time na sa woda so kan tiase for mo dia fusane wo mu na tetremada bodwe mu amenu afaseda merade wate efi se enya wo no wayo onye wa ho oden nya wonyansa nya wonim de enya wo bibia eya dom adom bi na abra adom so me na wutimi kasa na mitimi kasa na mitimi keka me ho enne enchene ni pewu bibi kitwa bitimi ka obitimi kasa mitimi tim no kwa obitimi kaje meyam tim no kwa obi se adam ensama beti me ha tim no kwa obi se mebo ya me yaje mu so mo tim no kwa enti sa woda na Jonas de patchen wa now to mo say o bati asefo na oto nsa na ye woto na ye na Erade me da wase. What you do? Eya da nyame ase wate. Eya da Erade ase wate. Bible say di nyina mu yemfa seda me Erade. Se woni sikampo na ne obedi ho aye din ama o menua wo nkwa eno kura chen ade nyina. Eno ti me mu akwa abasonko awie yi e de ba neat 100.9 FM so me manti ena waso egua utie no ebusia ya nanu mehase etutu ye ho fo sabatan yem ye ni enku ye mamema no ho yem ye ni enku ye mamema no ho na ye mfiri sabre enchechre wo mo se oba de ye mmono oba ye tami hu sare meka no mpo ye ntete no ye nya oba yakayaka de ye mfa sa nwura ye mamemu wa no emu emfiri ahyase yi wo munyini a ombema ma asombo ama wo mo ye ne sai mmiri bi beba saa makum wei oba ebema kum ne mpana bema kum ne yire ene saa niema no ye nti bio ye na efiri ahyase ntete ye no behu abemu ohun se ne papa wo sibam ne maame so na ne maame te ho enti oba no kwa wade anase mpana twemu na se bema ne hyase so wo obo na ohun se eye normal Mesra sa wo yo oba wo relationship wo wade mu na se da bia bema tere ne nsa wo so enye normal enti dwane ne pa ba bi fa before it is too late eno enna me papa na ejeni Boaten ya wo managing director da CPC limited ano obeka say entity ya wo de ma wo ba ahyase yi no ete say concrete o say concrete o make say the nsuo kan eye peche what I say eti ahyase amofra no ye peche no say wo bibi pa bi edi wura ni mu a sabre ne bra ese wo di wura ni mu na wo twem wo nyini a wa concrete wa nwensen edi hwe se concrete aye bare na wububuo ne den se de si fa ye na entity ye ne niema pa wo pese wo di wura wo manu no wa mfa nwura ni mu ahyase no na onyini wi na kwasa wo di wura ni mu a sa na be se concrete ya wo be ye den e de ama wo se emra eye concrete na ye peche no a emre se wo betimi ahyepu no se de wo ankasa wo pe bia na emom no se eya den a ebeye den papa eno nti suban a wudi wura wo banu mu no aye ne ho se ya mamre ne ya mane ntete ya wudi wura ne mu eno na eba be shape abofra ne daachi ama ne so ba mfaso ama wankasa mabatan no ne so aba mfa so ama mo ne so aba mfa so ama abusua no ne so aba mfa so ama empotemu a wote ne so aba mfa so ama kuromu ni nyina ene omman no na dia ba ko wo mu ne se so obetimi nyini wie na ntete bi ho no ne yamfa anhye ni mu na se bia se oyo oba na bema na bia akwa no ana akwa ne ba wo fie se bia wo pese one ne wa na sa ntete ye na yamfa ama no wo ye wadwen se wo di hye ni mu a ya na eden I just want one kasankasa jitum se eni me bi wo ma me to sini wa ha me hia moa enti boa me se wanye sa na wo ye wadwen se me de me pesa me force no na me hye no enya adwuma enya adwuma enu nti na emre ma yen se ye ya batan ye mama ya ne mamuwa no ye betimi atete wo mo niema pa ye pese ye hunu ne daache wo mu wo ma wade mu wo ma adwuma ye mu ene ade no e wo se ye de hyase e de wura wo mu efiri ahyase yi ebisa ahyase no mum no e be mre e de ama yen e be mre pa we ya me ma hyase a me ya me de o me hyepi me de na me bompa ye se wo de na wo nhyepu no no onkohia me de nda bira dada achen enya adwuma e ma so Ejabusia ye tu ye hofo ye hofo ne ye hu aduro se ye pese ye ma no corruption efiri wo mu ye pese ye ma no atro honhom efiri wo so ye pese ye ma no adwamansam ene san ye ma ne ma bia ensem fata esei nipa efiri wo so a ne ye de bewura wo mu ahyase begin ye no eno ene be shape wo life ama wo manyini abeye se de ye hwehwe abeye akatachie abeye abrempon abeye hwesopa e de ama society ya na sai beboa yen pa efise anutwa enkonkonsadie krono nketenkete ya ekoso ankoda asua no efa ya na efrifie eniema bi bibi akoda pe bia mama mepewe na de man mama mepewe eturo bia mekom ne kakra eturo bia mekom ne kakra na onfili kom keturo kra na wo mo aya wo mo baako sengre wanfo no baako no Shanedin said ye beya dachi wunni wa na nintan mane nya adwuma mane fa ne nsanya de wo fie won prapra ontwitwi onwura diem ontwitwi adwaye ontwitwi se be toilet so onye sa adwuma ne nyina kire no oye oba oye be mo kire ne se de anu aduane kire ne se de obehwe no ankasa ho so obi ani fie a ono ankasa be take care of him or herself because one kire ne dachi wunni ho no mo ha do e be ye ngege eno ne ade tu ya ho fo awie na memo akwa abasonko e de aba me manti so production crew aye crado headed by Joe Damia Dumak Jerry Osajima na fefrema abankro na na ya usafo Omada Roma eno moboabo ansem ya no ma me a mede eba beto dwa amamo ye sani ya hu adro sabro hwen live e wo Facebook e Neat 100.9 FM live Neat 100.9 FM live and I for YouTube so Despite Media. Oko YouTuber Despite Media. Me can form out say WhatsApp line so you activating the data into no ubetimi e de comment no messages no what they afaso or the faswa e beken kan bra e sefatemo e de amount dem say you know fit abusia e free sabre e kusisa no 9 ebebo no me MAAME BIAMAH AKWAFO betimi afre me biamzi one woman gada MAAME soja BIAMAH brofo de ya bi ofreme a meje so e na meteju me die ti atoso ne ma ama bibia timi akoyie kopisi se na 9 ebebo no na bo pepa na chese ye sore so a ene sa abusia mama yanyi ho aduro ne entete ye mofra ne yie na Bible say uchira bofra no kwan ya wonfa so na wonyini a omfire ho yetete wo mu yi a wo mu mfire ntete ye ne de amo mo no da wo sai den a ne mapa wo de awura ne mu no ebi beka ama wo de aye adwuma ebeboa no e wa brabom Bebacho your WhatsApp line no 0503721744 0503721744 or the comment na now message no efa swipe beken kan breast fatem the amount enya sabre na obedi obi atem obeka asem asabi se nipa ni gina wanim ne ka se hwe na nim ne kan wontimi nka enya sabre na beka sa ma o kasa mu mranyam ate ase Enchakra ye de kanawu ebebremo. Enne kanawu no ye twafa bi e de ahwe ye bambo ho nsem. Mudia ase etuo adoso e wo Ghana. Etua ababedi nkrofo ensem no adoso dodo de na prosifo ya fa ho. Ana weji se mampanyi na akasa e de afa ho ye behwe na yetimi edi ho enkomo. Memu akwa ababio sabre de mitwa me ho aba me bapa na ye kwakoye kanawu.
Problems predictably, and it's part of the issues that we factored in about land acquisition and land rights. Those are inevitable aspects in our country with the land tenure system that it has. But overall, and I believe that of the 111, something like 88 or 89 are going. There are a handful. The actual clearing of sites and putting in the basic foundations have already started. The whole thing has been divided into groups. Different groups are responsible, both as architects, as consultants, and contractors, for particular group lots of the hospitals. So it isn't as if it is one particular contractor or one group of architects who are doing in the mall. On the contrary, we're mobilizing across a broad front and bringing together a lot of skills and expertise together to do the project. And I think that this is the kind of project that should be done in this way. It's in the Parliament. It's a private member's bill. We've been fighting for for a long time, the opportunity for private members also to sponsor bills in Parliament. I believe this is the first. The Parliament is looking at it. And let's see how the process develops.
Do you feel pressured with the discussions going around?
No, I can't feel pressured. We're talking about public opinion. We're talking about legitimate processes that are being used. What I would hope for is that the debate itself would be civil, and that we would recognize the need for us to be tolerant and of each other, even when there are opposing views. I was, for instance, impressed by the intervention of some very renowned and well-positioned people within the civil society sectors of our country coming forward to express their views on the matter. I think that it will be a credit to Ghanaian democracy if this matter is handled in the correct manner. Well, now I believe a reference will be made by the bill to the Constitutional and Legal Committee appropriately. That's the committee that looks at the issue of rights and constitutionality of legislation in our Parliament. They will work. I hear that over 130 memoranda have been submitted to them. I'm anticipating that they will all be looked at closely before they can come to some consensus. The chairman of the committee has spoken about what are his preoccupations, which I think are very legitimate, to be satisfied about the constitutionality and the legality of what is being proposed. All these are part of the mix.
I represent Ghanaians and the country Ghana. We have spoken with one voice that we don't want anything to do with whatever terms they add, because there's still no end yet. As we are told, we used to call it lesbians and gays. Then they started talking about transgender. They talked about transsexual. They talked about queer, and they've added another Q. And then they started intersex. And then they brought another A. They added another A. Now they added P. And then they see two letters that they see a plus. One of their activists called Moo said in social media, "I'm a funny person." That the speaker is a funny person. I will continue to be funny to make sure that the right thing is done.
I was young, and I would bread and our son. Then your dame can young come with your canyankwa. Ye can't not say, ye can't magana koso, ye can't amagana at ye. Papa Pepper, the econo. ene awie yi kana wu de de eba no eye nansan se wo behwa na se bia wobi na eye yie wobi na eye wede ne ade o na obi atwetuo no agye mu aguwiem kutugem wo behwa ne akoka obi na no obi ba nam ne ba bi si asoma no se de ne no obi tututu ayi atuo wo wiem na akoka obi ba na tim agya no asai obi agya pade kwa nansan ye hu se enkrofo ekita atuo ne ade no de aba social media so na wo mu display na aposifo adi akira na ten kwa akwache wo enema bebre ena ye nam atuo so ede na di akane no nanka saa ne me nyina eni ho enti ye behwe na asase me ya domo sukonti ye bekwa homa so na ye ne aposifo mpanyimfo bi atwetwe ho enkomo because obeka ya ke kozize bi si wo honom na nansan ye be na wotwe mienu ntam nie ye nimu ha despite media yinim ha ya peace of menim ha eno enkrofo bi a wo se an wo enipa bi awu enti wo kwa akosie no eno ho tututuo ne ade ade wo ne asojafo de be si ani wa ha na enya asem keto ari azie eti yenim de ekoso ankasa bamba ho nsem na akofom anase nipa na sesei wo bia eye de wope enti ye kwa homa so na ye ne Director of Public Affairs Department of the Ghana Police Service, Superintendent Alexander Obeng. Meja awie emwa ha.
Minya ba me joso.
Hey, minya unu ba o, me ya oba mua. Because me so me papa de Obeng. Enti obi a odi Obeng bia ye meja.
Yo.
Ya mo akwa ba bi o.
Ya me chuchu ba. Ba ko.
Wedie yo ye misa se ase etuo bebre abakurom etuo bebre abedi omanfo ensem ana prosifo mu hunu ne saa
Yo mama obia na madawasi ni hia pa ne se nyina beti ase se Ghana ye be nyina no amra peda ho eno ne hia di kai enti na obia be ya enamra kwanso no eno na eboa mama nchichire tumpon efri jamu apensu besime ena Ghana makwanyama dodo a ompese omudi 2D onjuma no akwanya kwama enu mienu ofasa akwan so nembra no wenti tiaso ma wakwanya ma nsaka tu na juma di bedie no emra no acheche ndi saa shede o di juma etui ibimu di koha but you say unima ya ka
o me de ko hunting
na o mo ko ha no so mo do so pa o o sa
mo do so
so mo kro tu
o mo kra tu
etu de ya fa o mo ko ha no ebi anka na ebi ame no wo na worship house nti unde hu na no me call isam ene adwufo na mi twem be fa santima council edi pie kasapen edi ba mem no men hu mo akwa mo ba mu ba bi aduanan anetu akonya enam Ghana hye konso mo afanya no ikura won de akwa na binum so boto ane bobo omochi no hu se na emoja bi sone wo ko bi ni bi ayu ni atwen ni ade eno so ho
papa bo dia ti we free water mama yansa na watwa so omo ekwa hayo saa no omo no wo mu kitatumi krata eno na mo mutumi omu kitatuo na obi a timi totu a obetimi de akọ hayo
ebi so de ufa de be saa no je se unya ho krata enti enjije ni akonya saa ho maganafo nti na o kaza 2 doors no o kana meche se saa akonya we so ewo ha ganafo ni bi kura wo 20 uze obi kura 2 saa ebi abeka se doors de ewo juma omdi die frigi amu apenso besine omdi ye boa manchitra obekwa twemu ewo Kumasi Bokorona more Guha, Ibinu Todi Akoye, Nyanyama Manfuedino. Afu in the call a higher nom Kunyaya, I get the first of Abaya, Yeton, and in Canon Patemunia, no Moya, Mudding Namoyan. Yen Yan in Fiji, you, it be a higher and no more connect two on the corn. There will be also on the ball mobile. Mranunia, Ibinu is so pump action money at there. O family concern on Sakan. The coin first of all, a ball banya, the Mrano Ashes, the Mrana de Mauno, Ashes Shamae. Nenona, Ghana Sonam Campo, how was also a day. Bambon Shisha, but a bimwa, Mutimemwa, a year needing person from Rasho Muslim. And I'm chronoboard, any Koemuka, any Rukasamunti. Ubinum so Ubibuma Branaswa. A coin first of coffee to no on faso. No, the Timiako for two. This answer the good Dijuma and Rama Hokoi. Therefore, the Suntina law enforcement agencies war Ghana how winning. If you pussy, our head or mine, Imu Bambo, and no more hair so. Yano, Omangana, a day. That year amount to any penny folk dealing on your candia on one head. There will be offered to no fan of Compasswa. I am Paso, the Quayan Fasona, get the beginning to tentite. And I say, Biji Jania near home. Now we be a BCano, and I said, why you could ever count those in the call again. No, they never jam land, never in it. It is idea in the own tear. Nyafeni ebekase bi adosu okrum na ne misasu sin se esanse abefu ama nyama bi aba se isi kwade ka se na wo papa kukwase wadoswa se beye na mefri adoswa bi du kwa ma na yasem isi die na no meko na me wo adoswaso na me ne mere ya tele ya bonkomo adenta adenti if say adoswa asase na biaso no then na internet for if say the phone data na was no na battery ni me me so yo no e ko mi a ba dia camera no wo na e gira wana me ne mere di nkomo no he me no hu WhatsApp no so gesi wana me gesi off na nipa bisu jana nche no mo so he na chese isi kukuru mu ade bia nche de be dia dio enti se de na mi wi jin fo enti di social media no telephone and camera ba after the data no abo ama no wi wa okasa wo ye no kukuru so ye pete mu e na so ama then ye nhishe ti ogana ha se ye ma utu wusu e ya ma enyi piedi so the big juma juma no really do and every say obi ho an o menye ho na se pa se bibia okwa akoya wedding otikam ana otufi na mayitu na makofa camera na mi dey see so muntwa we are Mr. Mansanre eno amranitia asa de no koya ebe kan wa mo bibi aka se ese di tu adoso o mani mu efi se itu na be de di peti mu ewo social media so nya de eno na ye na no hu ye the stanti business no me se tia mamra nti ko he kata fa toso and so ewo 1972 amsa na munition mranwa ye na no me to ho ma ya o ma ya konya ti so tu no omo bra se sa de ne because the man makwama yes obi wo ba ka de tu ados because obi abetima akoji obi de kra na de yes because ani ni wono ya de enti em se no na kan enti na em se oba ye posti ye ni aso ana se yes treni e ho bi sa because I entire ma obi ma posti Emma Emekase will be easy. Hemphony is now in the Padoma Opusima, Omojimano, a former Jimano, Omodo money to for normal. It to an Amoyan share council. And my dear in second department. And second is to an unknown dear Pomponso, ni Pomponso dear, and second, said the other two Jawayan. Police service, social media handle so Facebook. Ama release by in near Juma a choir and black ones where the name Fasona or could jam and the new now only the old one could in one was a better that Juma did no and
Yo, Papa, where the me away. One more edit you to be a social media so any a day say one more candian, so more candian, no more brandish. It's you know. No brandishing no and it's yamra and na say bia kwanya of us or possesses our arm no and no and it's yamra.
So my son said afina almost maybe far arms and ammunition. You could have first about no meaning, I feel when you but feeling more just as much of them say if you don't be and my old who also know him cry. But feeling where to come back. You have been near bus 20, my main kind running view now. And trust. Then I know yeah, Mamrano. If I know arms and ammunition in 1972. And I see 9. Now, Okokrata fight us on song. And you get the back on. That's section 1 of section 7 of Army Amnesty. You can't be resigned before you are. You can't turn to me, message about you. No person shall, except in accordance with the terms of a permit granted under this decree or written consent of the Inspector General of Police, publicly display any arms or ammunition, including explosives, or discharge any firearm or other weapon in any public place. The Obana Omangana Mawa Konya Maunya Tunia register said Udim Saudia. Adiaba Qua a Chiwadia was a Tasakoye, Dumfankoye, now Koye Saswa, which is Sakawa, Yen Chono. And they say, won't go for two. Komrama Hokain, unless Ubeji, the crater free Ajibona bit my Indian Deacon. There, it's no. Be not what they church. Now, and I said, within a 2B, and now it's no Abuba, Guardian, would the be church. And no one said me, I can also the church. And now you should profit in brandishing. Now, but where are they? No brandish you. I don't know, kind of phone on queue, but yeah, and I'm on job of no. Lord knows it publicly display. And they are bare for brandish at the canina. A synonym name. And they say, Udiakuja, Ibia, Kutubabi market, a dental law park. Udiababa Bijina, my 7 bars of war. And now Kwame Gas. And now the Akwamaku. And now do Ubanko. Maybe a market no now. And I say, would you fee? No, I saw details. Now the camera is now they are back to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But I can count on.
I know about major ones, no.
And now the whole television. Now the SLC would say, Adia, we know, Yeno, whom they can say to near Fashaku, no, dear Debbie. We owe the who say a main for the account. It told you the bachelor. Ama, Ubia, man, send on. I don't know publicly display. Now, yes, sir, it's Yamama. Wasn't just a Juma, a man will hold it. And then who could put some level spot. And non tina de put by. And non tina may meet baby, me a mamba pa, so what a be already. So, and I said, social media as no one. The process is there. The process also to an amount. watia mamra so if say yana na am ye sa amra no isan se tu wusu isan se tu ye mfa ni agro isan se ye ni bresem nti se itu ho na ko se uyisu a ekwanda ho ene ekwan so ye piche pa yendi masori ba ko fa na o de ni na o ye ni ado pesa they will TV show they will social media show o display enye no na mbra ka se fa ko ye na o de sa ka kan se bi kan ho se hu no bi ni sa de no yes ape ya mamra no obusu no onto se mbra we be se o ko yes ape wa o sa ko pajuma ma posi na o ko pajuma ma posi so na ensa so mu bi ya so bu ano afina na yare ni koditi dosis yare aba
ni kosidiosis aba bete
aba no cancer no yare bi ano bo ndi za on pese koditi beba pacho imrana so di udi so abo am manchichire kwani mu na o mo manaka afina ya ko tiprosi agum na ya kotuka
esa akra prosifo mo kra mo ho betomo
o man na no to kan e bi se first onko boni pa dodo ason enko hu no mo enko chesu ni bambone emma no afini eko pensisi ba ba cheche go radi ama posito ini ekoto we aban ekoto fu abegu kemu abetu ede ne nam ehwe wo ade ho ho chebo those things nti enema bi wonu ma yana no ma ya ma da o ma don't let us reinvent the wheel ebasa na o ma na ni be ya bre o ma ni bre so a ikowie kotu ko kona kotu afini sia chewo and I'm saying bi wonu e se kokuku afini abesa mi yare those things no we am hwena emraso die eboa ma manchichire koso a disciplined society complies with emra and isuntina we and the other side example the co autonomy emra Moses no be ko ni krechi no ye na nyankopon akache se on kache Israel no sa no asa tim kache se bi nyina ye hu yo nyankopon so de ni mransem du no so keke e ho beto ye ni so a masa busudia eses beba asi di so a yebeba o stress ka yini suna yemra enti udi mra so a edi yedie na brew eyiye utumpon ko anim isa du ye ni ba enti osi so de so en se de aso de jano ade a itia mamra no yeba be hu hu ahware ade a adanse wo a itese wobu mamra no so no yeba betase ade a wabu aso a ehwo adanse no wa wi ade ba ko jamla ni ni wi no si emfa ko magula ana de we prison no so intentem aba o ka o de amaye e do beko nji ye be se enya budi akaka dia emran ni sa ni na we ye chechire wo ni de fam ni ade so enya butre tase no e be so bi ate asese bra e wo itu ehun jije down ni yo ni di kan ni kra ba bi e di begu okwan obi peso faso epibito na unsaka kwa befa so yusu no emrestin na bitime yusua na ben na oso ababa renew emra da ho enti company to no a ene bia nkoji nemo ko kwa koji so dia na no e wo se umu ye cheche wo na odi ye asemiyofo na no sudifo we sa ni posi nyasa enti sa dia so o ko jan radio bebia edi kochre ko publicly display na posi nya ho adansia na ye hu enia ekoi ibia kokọ fiase abawo oso enja na akawa edo kokoto ne koto ho na me professor onye ndo ko professor Tamaklu of Dasi Department of Science or Social Science Department of UC na o chema dia na mission team practice na me on campus and I'm a prepare a lesson notes na 45 minutes because na me tia ko chere nkola dia woje family na me ko ludu no pa na ntimi anchere ye Rana Matini, I evaluate. And or catch and say, hey, obeying. If you wish for war, you have it. Because we will be a Kasako Ludu, lesson news baby. I don't know what way the young to. So please, I know what a mama, a bear, dear, to say one, a woman who bind that. I dear means me, no, that be. If you wish for war, you have it. Emrada ho, uko buswa, pusi beba as and cranin, unaku tiempe, inti
Omo eberio. Yo, papa mimi sa we say eba se bia obi akototuo said ya woka say baby ya ton obakokra tuaba wo tumi e de be ma wo ana mra no ye mra ne kire nhihye nyina e wo ho befa nsem akwa akototuo e na me de aba me na me kire mo prosifo se bia tuo no me de kwa hayo ana tuo no me de to dem abɔ me ho ban ana se emra na kire we mu dada se wo to tuo a de wo se wo di ye ni
Can you to be an Yokoto machine gun on the other? No, I say, commando, and also,
I know was nigga. I
to be an Yokoto. Is it a say it to New York? Any tour a man sabit me to Ghana. In and she said,
okay.
Don't say Ghana, so your Ministry of Interior on the head. Man Mubambonti. Quite a fast for what a man be my concert, it to a man, random my concert, a man side to me. It says a barrel money, those double barrel money, and use the pump action. I didn't. The man a man who quine. On the cabano, the man a magister, a more license on the back. Baby on the big one a vessel. They could so say to empty the tomatoes, an amber.
No cray.
Wako shall be a day it will go as a will be a conu pibano or cobadabi, pretty. Said Dunia Dina can one because it too Muslim. It is a man who crata na Bessa on Sakasa to Namram Maho Quanwa. Na wafaso enti sa ehihye no na me se sa ehihye no kwa mawa omre bia betimi akuretu no akodu no asa de aba no asa aba abeye ehon reniwa ebi so okwa bi gwa na ebi ampa bako ku be no obi no o kwa de trechi oye wujade di jamia se me so me ba be ye hon trata sa na me boa
no kre
aye busia japade na wo ho ni na hon krata sem wo ho enti nyetuo nyina na hon sabeti maka itu amrama ho kwa no so e kwa ya befa so ansa beka onsa kan wi Einstein ni obi kuta no na de di dwuma no enta mfefe hon cheche go so di hon ro pija e de cheche go wo hu tu a on ya ne yare be bawo anani
no kre ehu be bo no ehu
wo ba amen ti ani mani ya down nti ebesese wa akonya kwama so we netu wo de bon ban ana wo di ye wo dwuma de bo a ma no ebesese nyese we are making once yi bambofo si nchen ko bambofo de is police the general police are ma kwan to be supposed for no atu no krom grounds and different
no correct
the boy nyina ho ban no ba ye ka amansan de na sam ne ye ka nkura kwaje no no etu no kwa de a different be the ko ayo no ne pop action no mesa ne ma no entutuntu aso bebre no sa ne ma no de etu no onsaka eno so ene se yenta nyi pipi bebre
okay
edikan the amount de bebre sa ena eniuni se otadi pipi awanra ko jemu awde ko kuyi padugo
no correct
yempa tade no infam pipi bebre ni ye sa ujani pa wanra odbo bo no ho ti se friends Bruce Lee
now enti papa mi sa prosifo mo ye den na matimi di mo ani edi sa etuo nyina eche hunu se bia wo ya ma license akosi bi a mfie mienu ntem esa wo sign de ba na obel e na mo woni tasa enema ni nyina
stand there when you be going say we bambojuma eni ba ba ko fo ntimenye ana mebo eno nsuntina ya na wo community any police you have to engage and tuni obidia ena obeje hon krata ya ma tumi say odia ena ya ma hon say okwa ya problem ndi ise no e ma hon say afi okono anfa ba na ibi kosi say ka hon say mra no asotwe wo one renew say ma oto say ebia afisa say one renew itu no nyo de bi but also tia say sao
me tia say
nti say
cha say wa ba na ya ma license na ya ma a period of time a wo be use to no eduru ba bia say wo de ba na sign license bi ma no bre no so no amfa ma enya wo dia
say the two no one okototu that's the meaning
okay
you know o de o one edu come ni mo dia yo ni nyina aka ho mbo ama dodo no aso beso no abantem so as a Ghana ya mamra no yes o license bia no 1 month as a driver's license 1 month to the expiry no abeyo renew
okay
there's a done so na we not take effect most licenses that's how we structured it
yo
no ya dia embrano shim no so ebuama dodo no mo arms no omuso so enya kwanya ma omuso eba ebeyi eba be renew ni nyina ye
okay whether apa ni etwa to kra me ni etwa to amedi bisa ne se nti eba se bia obi bia mfa se mu area ba ko mu mpotemo ba ko na wo hu se bia obi ayituo ya chese otutututo se nso di hunahuna nkrofo ne ade a bibia ma ho kwan se wo ya prosifo asotre
o intentem na me me ba o wotim patabu o so na tututu na obi a so na akofo tu ni bi na ototo a na le yete Somalia na ana yete baabi antokwasisa da bi da intimate passe we amount a yentia yedi tu ni ma no eno wadwuma na ade beye when your life is in immediate danger na obi uya bibia na nyinyi na so the self defense one eno na o de bon ba na de na se o tv no so da kuja so na wa fa pump action o be kwa akoda time so na wa to wo se mato miensa na nyunti ne di to ni ma wa na eno ndi ne register ma o we say me abanye no ntra na we no those things we happen wabu mikata enam suma de ma wo se pa tu no ebo ban no wo so say de na o ka ze bia wedding ye kwayi na o tu na ko to we ye na se na wedding na se tu wo ko tu na o de bo ase no ana se o de ba konta
enwanwa
ana hwan e ona wo to sayede it's not in the permit intino yen na nyaya o de mpapa na kan wa o jijije o ye besre wo se obi de ba ya kan ye obi ko she dem o ye we kan nse ya kan ye we was the clear for me o se na sa su so ko se fe asui ena se ko se fe ata ehunya etia mamra ntie nyai
yo abawia ya bedo ase ne nchecha wo de amaye
so that's it
yo bye bye abusiafo panya wotesia ne twetwe nkomo yi Superintendent Alexander Obin ono ena Director of Public Affairs Department Ghana Police Service ena otene nkano abusia wei ya ho nkomo ayedidi nti wo area bi na hu sa obi ta twetruo ne ade no wei amsra bomoden a fa ho nwa nyafe na obe broadcast say me koka approach police for wo de yedi na fa kire ho nwa ekoyi aposifo asotire Way a kana wu and I de ebro ya de kanyan kwa ye kan atena se aseda kase ne nchia kase pa enkoma eso herbal center Mowo Amasama Stadium Junction wani na yo ya to anamoko ho no mo be show kama mechia pa eso herbal center ene workers wo nyina mema good afternoon afa ne yeba etiefo monsoso moso na yahwe anya bia no se wo hu se etuo ekita wo bia ya wutumu se anya de akromfo bia ba ne so ena anya de a sebe wo ye bibia ehia se so twituo hu bibi sa mesrew san na de di kan ho timi ye wo ena so hu bi pen a wutimi tu ho na mo eya prosifo asutire anase san ena esi ekofae hello good afternoon
Fine afternoon my dear
ejanimo na no na so wa to abesi wo se me fa me ya benkwa ma fa ma me ya benkwa na ma be na se wo wo de mitie onya ha ne ye bekwa ntokwa wo de mitie o
ya kire be ka se kire
o mate yenko
woni bribi em se inspector na orere
yes superintendent
wa be kire mere no mu kama na unim se u bibi se na so report mo wo mo u be kasa ti o mbetu ho na mo no eno ne asem no ndi na riba bebre hu sa de na ne ebu ani agoso ya mbese baka koka no because we ye mistake one say ena a president bi so anu to ya betu tuebo wa na yende
ene na ajani mo de beboa ne say anka wunya hu ana ne akọ headquarters wo mum preko because a police station na bemben wo no wo kọ na wo mfa ne serious ana ne wato na moko headquarters wo na wakoyi mpanyufo so
aka na me de America o men kasa kisa kese yeso man kasa kura bitimi ma o mutuo kura o me de ko bokoro no mu tetika ni di
ndie mpacho ubini nyina so bia nti
Antina me kasa hearing say ake
mate eja no ya da se awie
men kasa me wadanse die
ayo
bye bye
yo me so me da se pa wonso betimi afre hello
Mami Soja.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Pacho dine baby afrifu.
Mami Soja ye friend ya bolo mi fefi alaju.
Yo, bacho iti.
Ofuto na odisha asie na ufo nyina enfa no mu fen starting church.
That's.
Omena na ye church. Mami Soja nanka. Ibese ubisa supo se ebia mikitetuo na mita renew ebedu baby na se bi minye sika ensa renew bioma na Atlantis ni wo tuonu omu jefi ni sem ana se esanse lances ni wudi efe ensa wo mi nche ana
na what is say o ka say license ni wu na wa me renew a na chese suo na nya wo dia enti se wuti anye beba o wuti anye yie na bibi kosi a eho no eni asem no
minim se bibi kosi di o meka cho se lances newu da me bisa se lances newu no omu chief nkrofo ni nsem because ye woni bebre a omu go register omu wey omu bere ni we omu datos wo ho e so omu no omu ye follow up nko gigi sa tuo no every nkrofo ni se me ensan omu ntwen se bibi si anything na me bisa me sa
okay
anas mi wo bi no kita person no so a national security homo yi munu no tutu AK47 awo homo asi na akwanya wo ho saa so bi so national security na hu mi so kite person adu homo na so otutu AK47 akwanya wo ho saa na me da se
men so me da se won so betimi de odi aba hello
mami
good afternoon yeah ija pacho di ni baby afrefi
your friend me dey like a very center Mary
it's you
so PDA so na me dia wu chapter over na what they say alan nachema benya go mami say ya na me ma tamba fono say what they say ejeni mu kan no kan bi say wu kokko yi o ma sisi no wan wi kra na wo mo kokko yi to na me dey me how ba fono we there was a time baby na me wona onozo akombo ni before e wo hota ɛna wɔde sɛ mema apolisifoɔ no menya wɔn nɔma mefrɛ wɔn wɔn ka kyerɛ me sɛ membɛ sika ndo hɔ nom na ɔmba a wɔmbɛgye me petrol sika ɛna mekae sɛ o mebuta saa sika no a mede bɛma wɔn de atɔ petrol no ɛdi meka saa kyerɛ wɔn de wɔn amba nti ɔno nso mebɛ sɛ nanka bɛyɛ sɛ ɔkyiri ma yɛ sɛ ɛyɛ mmara kwan so sɛ me a mefrɛ wɔn me na ɛyɛ sɛ mema wɔn petrol a mehaw ɛno
yo me so me da se wo so betumi afrɛ hello
me na BIAMAH.
Oh, Onuapenyi, good afternoon.
Afternoon. Pacho, I want to say.
Christo Adumo, Nampacho Nswe.
Nyami Adauroma, Nyami Nshirao.
Nshirao Nso.
In fact, Wesidi Sunchia, you were calling Nyama. And Honorable Tatos Grove and lawyer Kobia. Mini aba medie master mo a mestre IG. And he say, a two aba omanu mudodo. President Kufu Abreso Ubekaya. Omu jiji two. BIAMAH beye a month ago, Meti Committee 22. The bed you me call me yerin me market me say, Ubeka se film. And no panun BIAMAH mi bi oye mobile money. Obi ni shop na mranti nkwalanke tenkete beye 9. Obi ekutetu. Omu bogu ma mi tu ne bag ekuta no no sika wo 4,000. Omu free ha na omu kwa ha. According to me manu, omu robo up to 9 o'clock a.m. Ewo come to 22. Obia onim sa asemi wo area ho. Onfre no nkanto so. Enti mesre IGP, any national security. Etu abedi di nkwala anu nsem no. Mini aba BIAMAH obi wo ho a obetumi abona to form ne na ye ne awon ne beye. But etu ekura ne nti. Secondly, IGP onpe normal bia eye senior officers normal. Ase bibi ni ayebekwa akoka. Na me event there, me nkoka bibi nkyere police constable and a sergeant. Because me hunu bi da. Maybe me area obi ko report to ye. Ya wo hwa na nipa no ba say Mr. Poison una wa ko report me ama osumasi. When una as a peace officer, na so obi be report to obi ma. Na wo ko yi no ma, wo di this next time. Ye hu bi a be ba beka. Nti wo mo mpempanimfo no bi normal. Enfan tugwa. Na obiara oye wudi ni no tifiem.
Medase Onuapenyi edie enono. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello. I'm fine to say.
Nyame adom. 1D1F.
Minya ba as say.
Okay, it's you.
Yo. They just went to a chair. The ya kobia kumkom the channel papa. Kana punya ni dan so. Minya semuna o dia beto no. Yi papa. Opani na o ye na o ye interview no. Wa kan sem na approach for ebinim kana fo ni didi omo approach for ebinim ye adwuma ebinim so kana fo ni didi wo mu internet no the obeti and Robert no obeti kema install say na approach for ebinim na ma won etu amu ko yan ro me esi da bia esi etasi obeti approach for ebinim na ama won etu na omo de ko an robe de ma stress minim say IGP dan pale de ni ma o ye nte say ama ni ma te say amafu ye no anu abrase on ko siara no ye na police no omu to ompo te bibi ba na ko report ma police pa omu mu o ka je wan kasa ko se oni pa ko no bra we ya sem ti be ka je ntu amka ti etu amka ye etu amka nte me stress IGP minim so bet ma ye Nembo fano katante wo. Da omun yama nketikita omun na Ghana fo tete Ghana fo odidi o police fuma. Anka any problem. Anka Ghana any problem. Na so say didi any nti.
Medase pa yo. Medase. Also obetime afre hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Le pacho udini baby afrefi.
Pacho, a friend of the chef around Africa. I'm the Pacho, I didn't have a cry. I hear I knew for a job of Yasi, even though I hear no crap, a Jamua. And you must say you want that to you. Near me, Crum, the whole man. What do we do to say? How? I never tried for any years. I didn't think you took no rock. It's in Pacho, no, I did you up an eye for now. 22 years off, I know it.
Benso me da sipi. Ebusi ha ne de enko sin nyina ebesie. Yenhwe messages kakra mo de aba na yentimi famfam na fe yemra issues of the day no eso Kevin and champion of mami soja in fact Honorable Frank Anadom Pre Majority Chief Whip and MP for Nsondoje is unprecedented yo. Ejabata or the way for dental or the under JDMR taxes were used to build schools, hospitals, clinics, construct roads. Under this NPP administration, after all the borrowings and the taxes taken from the citizens, there is nothing to show besides corruption, and only their family and friends are enjoying while the citizens are suffering. Take the way Africa Soa Kenke House, and was the Ghanaians will not give ears to the NDC propaganda on this Ajenkwa budget. NPP, still NPP is better than the NDC. Greetings, Honorable Howard Kumsen. Positive change at the way free Medina. Yes, I agree. We should widen the tax net, but widen the net with an e-levy that will increase the tax burden on the ordinary citizens who already pay indirect and direct taxes to the government should never be entertained in any form or shape. In fact, this Ajenkwa budget is more problematic and pandemic for the ordinary Ghanaian citizen than COVID-19. Dr. Babazamo, Master Planner Kintampo, BMZ 1. I really like today's topic. Child upbringing is one of the most important things in the family. If you don't train your child well, your family will suffer. Your children will disgrace you. You will hear sad stories always. God protect us all. Master P, and was a good afternoon, Mami BIAMAH. Me 90 is born inside Queensland, and I'm enjoying the program with Mama Lou, Akosia Konedo, and my Rama. And come on, Foster, the way free Achima Yurebi, and was say we pay tax to fix roads, build infrastructure, and make developmental projects in our various communities. I will plead with both majority and minority in Parliament to accept this Ajenkwa budget. My regards, Honorable Kojo upon Kroma. Sali Susachre, Edway Free, Power, Oti region. President Akufo-Addo is fixing Ghana, and fixing Ghana is like a sharp-edged tool. Every Ghanaian has a role to play as a responsible citizen. Let's pay our taxes for the betterment of all. On another, Victor was for toll collection, and on another breath, he is against the e-levy. Hypocrisy at its peak. Bedi Akon B. Ebenezer watching us live from Kintampom and said, glory be unto his name. We thank God now we see the difference between NPP and NDC government. Coleman Sapilatu, Mami Soja, thank you for the good work. Let's fix it together. Ghana Bay Ye, regards to Honorable Brian Champon. Afric Media GH is watching us live. Felix Minta, Edway for your Okai, Kwai South constituency. And was a good afternoon, Mami BIAMAH. Only Akufo-Addo's government thinks about the plight of farmers under the competent leadership of His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his iconic Agric Minister Dr. Uswe. The living standards of Ghanaian farmers in the last few years has changed from bad to good. Farmers that have benefited from the planting for food and jobs have increased from 200,000 to 1.5 million. Indeed, it's a joy to be a farmer under this competent government. Ekuyafo for Dr. Uswe Akoto Mo ene yo. Manauba Stephen the way free Pantam Village and was his sister BIAMAH. It is because of this man that I wanted to become a policeman too, but I couldn't. And catch it, try you get it. Watch Stephen was a good afternoon. Stephen inside was Sakropon. I'm enjoying your show live. My regards to Honorable Dr. Uswe Akoto. Noah the Ark Builder and was a Ghana make hot, as they say. Now, so every weekend, beer, expensive weddings and funerals everywhere. So I ask, apart from expensive funerals and weddings, expensive buildings being put up, I want to ask, is there another Ghana somewhere, or is the same Ghana I know? And now, hey, Happy calling us. Good afternoon, my maybe I'm watching you live from Bosome Frehon. Pia same. Yevu birthday and was Mama BIAMAH. If that is the case, then they have to search every house in Sotium. The arms are plenty in Sotium, so they have to search every house. And you are proceeding forward. Juma ye pa. Eti meja obeying. You see Sotium. Mon search fie bia mo fie bia tu hye ho mo hwese ya license ya na yen license ya obi so call abaku raise concern bi esese nipa na MAAME license wa me renew ne license no a ya prosifo mo bone mo tokọ no so ekwaji tuo no anase nipa edete ho no mo a etwen se bibi besi ansa na prosifo akeka wo mo nti papa wadaroma mo hwe ho no mo nso so emma yen Ishaba Anel Kadwe Free Ashama. And also good afternoon, Mami Soldier. This topic is fantastic. Ghana Police Service should be focused, and Ghanaians need to be aware of bad and dangerous people in this country because Christmas is near. Greetings to Mr. Isaac Wuto, incoming Eastern Regional Youth Organizer. Nanekia Moabuate and or the way Free Blakuma Central. Good afternoon, BMZ1. NDC is not the alternative for Ghanaians. We should trust MPP to move this country to the promised land. Yo. Sly Aban and was a Sly Mankasim. Greetings to Honorable Asabi. Iconic president, this budget is just in to kill us. So Yahuza Swame and was Ghana has been battling with an infrastructure deficit since the inception of the First Republic, which has impeded economic growth. So the introduction of the e-levy tax to rake in more revenue to propel development is laudable, but I plead with the government to take a second look at the 1.75% rate. Greetings to Hope in Hope. Yahuza de bejina so na me de asore mo messages nso ansa kire ye bamu anafe de akakire bia makenka na kuma ede amamo eje ha ne de kanawu no ye de mo ebesie na afe yabon content ya hwe enne ensem eguapono so a ye beta se ne se besepa eniko na ha ye tase ne se benyansafo meda se.
The ideal society they belong to are in these terrorist groups and not, for example, the Republic of Ghana. And so they would criticize how our democracy does not work and it does not deliver. They will criticize how they are waiting for jobs, but those jobs will never come because the government will never be able to deliver. They will criticize how they can take certain things happening in society and use them as examples to radicalize. All these become the techniques of radicalization. They become the techniques of, if you call it, undermining what we are, what progress we have made, and what we have achieved. People should not assume that there is no jealousy that in the Fourth Republic we have maintained and sustained political stability. We are not like other places where people are arrested and locked up. People don't want to see a country, and when I say people here, I'm referring to these terrorist groups. They are envious that when there is an environment in which every country is suffering under the weight of terrorism, Ghana continues to stand stable. It's not to create the mistake of allowing people to fall into the hands of terrorists, but that every day we work together to overcome those challenges, right from local government level to national level, to prevent that radicalization, which then makes people to fall into the hands of these groups when the possibility of recruitment arises. Let us continue with the effort of delivering good governance.
We want to respond to the statements made by the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, the Honorable Brian Champong, in which he claims that he has advised the National Security Minister not to respond to the question we have filed relating to the President's profligate, ostentatious, extravagant, and cyberitic travels, which, as you know, we in the NDC caucus in Parliament have raised strong objection about, because it is wasteful, it is totally unconscionable and unpardonable to have a presidential jet which is in pristine condition, to leave the jet, to abandon the jet on the tarmac, and to be renting expensive chartered aircrafts. Now, yesterday we heard from the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee claiming that he has advised the National Security Minister not to respond to the question. First of all, we want to make the point very clearly that that statement is an affront to Parliament. It is an undermine of the authority of the Speaker of Parliament. Order 66.1 of our standing orders is very, very clear. And for the avoidance of doubt, I want to read that provision. Order 66.1 provides, Mr. Speaker shall be the sole judge of the admissibility of a question. So no member of Parliament, no other person than the Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honourable Speaker, admits a question. And the question in issue will relate to the President's May travels to Belgium, France, and South Africa. It's a question that has been duly admitted by the Speaker. It does not lie in the mouth of the Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee to advise the Minister, who only last week was expected to respond to that question. And you know the history. After weeks of government, prevaricating and pussyfooting, the finance minister came and told us that he doesn't have the full, he's not seized with the information on the cost of the travels, and that we should go to the National Security Minister. The National Security Minister was eventually programmed to respond last week. The National Security Minister sent a statement to Parliament, communication to Parliament, that he has had to travel. And so we'll be seeking another convenient time to come respond. At no point did the National Security Minister indicate that the information on the cost of the President's travel has been classified as top secret. And so he will not respond to the Speaker's summons to come answer our question.
Yeah, we see for ya that so ewa hana mo ayenko ya fe na ensama hodo a egu edi ahim ewo meyi mo no ye ba besi no ebi enom eso koso na mo amani tua enei said your voice ya me boy last one yera honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa walker no they said ye mampanyin na kwantu ho sensem no akoye nsempi na chairman na ono eneda Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament ano yera Brian Champon akasa ese wone National Security Minister akasa sasa question na womra meyi no fa mampanya kwantu ho nsem no aka mo ma esanse mampanya kwantu ho nsem de national security asem was keeping in private eni see bia sumo bia hunu sana mampanyi kwa ha ene okwa ene ka we no boy ene fa hikosi hene ehun sensem bebre eno ba besi ne koso dia toso mienu nso ene ye besi ne koso efa 2022 budget no the budget and the economic policy ene hun sema hodo bebre minority caucus wo maka ewo baabi ya me wo voice wo ha sei ya mebo na ye de esi ne koso eno so woma yese budget no se de enieme kakono womo enyintum isanse Ghana fo ho kire womo ndi bi hwe Ghana fo ho kire womo efam no na womo nye budget no entum esa womo anwene Ghana fo ho enna eno so ho nsem bebre na ne ye hwese nka ye benya governance aspect na ye ne no edi nkomo edi afa sa budget yi ho se minority ekobase womo enyintum a Odam mpacho baby awo bia pinche mi wa ha. Budget se kobase minority anya antumu a aso. Ebenya sonsanso boni bi ewo Ghana yensikasem ene adwadie so ana. Eti wei eye ensema hodo a ene hwie ye ba abesi ni nyina esokoso. Na womo ebeboa me nkomontwetwe mu no Samuel Owusu Afriye woye communications director eda LPG amayoko ano. Afe Emmanuel Adote Alote ononso part of the national communications team no ewo NDC amayokomo ena nana Osei Kwame Adade the late comer every day nana Adade will be late nana eda beba ntem no medo be lunch a promise from me LT ononso the communications team of the NPP it is for now as menemo ekasa idie Mensaka Samuel Owusu Afriye ono ye communications director eda LPG amayoko ano wabeka me ho ha ena Emmanuel Adote Alote ono so NDC ono so abeka me ho ewa ha entimpanyufo mieno ena medical amoma kwa aba nyame ya adom na se kwa me adade oba beka ye ho a no no so madanadi ede no Achire mo. Eti me panyin for awie me mamo aha e mamo akwaba.
Yanua,
Ajusu.
Mpom ye de.
Na miado.
Mpom ye akabotom.
Na wo obi an botom nya na no ho ye de.
Intensi. Esan say mimi say miniska aya menyare ba mafie.
Badan no so ya na wo spoti pa da uniska no.
Say no.
Say shepe so ahwe na.
And say be ya asobeti ka BM say na de wife koja me ha. Enti koja no no afa kakra ma. Ba say uniska na wan san so address ya na de enye. Enti I think say irrespective say wiska na niska de wa appearance de nipa de. Nipa hwe ni sure.
But sometimes we now bottom shoot him so why certain thing.
Anye bottom no nye.
I said that we front friends that I went front to my partner.
And I share what say. Share what say.
So now we now.
Na hwe nim ene de ye so be shepe na ni hwe.
Be that say. Na mo akwaba. Na Emmanuel Adote Aloteima akwaba nso.
Yo, me da say.
Ima yen hwe presidential travels won sensem ya say ye twen abasa we twen ha we say national security issue. We say enye national security bia we say Ghana fo hu no e ka ne expenses a ye spend ewo mampanyin na Akufo-Addo na kwantuo ho ene ade aso yen presidential travels no yen fansie kokoam ana yemmiem na obia ehunu se bia mampanyin ha no woko e ka we no wokobo ana sesan na yenye no.
Yo, mami mi da say. Na amifa akwanya we enchia mi NDC mpanyimfo nyina ewo national na minchia anyase otum NDC mpanyimfo so me senchia anyase otum yenkrofo obia me chi obia na Mr. Free me nyina eko akansi bi wanyase otum ono onim
anja wonim ne dada
eko akansi wanyase otum
2020
yes wanyase otum
I see.
Nti onuko for LPG
and I will call
for NDC.
Wow.
Nti menimpa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nti sorry, we are mi obia. Na mami the presidential travels. On say your governance structure no. The president too kwanya. Oma inkra meboana.
Okra yen.
Yes.
Or the crat to parliament.
Too kwanya. Sir. Emma, your friend is saying vice president, take you over as the acting president.
Vice president, take you over as acting president. The
late, no say.
The late comer. Nana Kwaba.
On me.
Oh,
I was referring to over late. And yes, because
oh, me turning now, not me, me baby, I pack me, but yeah, you say me or lunch. I mean, and you're waiting to know the Ochna means I'm ready. No, me run them.
The president too quiet. He call parliament. Then vice president I take you over. In fact, Nioko Bia or Amanonin. You should unite my say or call for a climate summit or call for world leaders. We know everything. So I don't see the secret about all these things. But Obian can say Odenipa 2 and a connection 3 and I say Niesha Fachi Debbie, whatever program we know because Onu is representing Ghana as a country. And I'm saying so Ghana 4 and I did too many sharing in same say so my na ye niema no so hwese ma ye diplomatic interactions ni nyina ka governance no. That's the reason why Okono he goes with a letter to the people's representative until the parliament. What they mean is say parliament near original me anaso tum no will receive the information and inform all of us say president Okoha asa nanka say e ade bia e security issue anka. I think say then we shouldn't know anything. We should just wake up and know that, oh, president in New York, now vice and they take over. Baby, we don't care. But you know what TV so? Say, I call for climate summit. I call for we friendly say SGDs and so on. So if we see all these things, I don't see the security nature of this.
What I say? Appropriate to say, my point is that whatever program Okono
itinerary, discussion, maybe oko. Wow. Now the cost of the travel no by because of 2019 report, financial report, say 68 million alone was used for presidential travels. I mean, a dozen. Say we are but the zoo, e-levy, need all these things. So everybody will ask questions. What you say? Because Abainu is accountable to the people of Ghana. Sebi sika all the two kwainu. Enye ni bottom sika. Eye minu yesika. Whether tax, money from oil, from gold, or borrowing. Yesika. Because borrowing will pay in future. What you say? So accountable. The cost comes in because of Sena Sikasem Aircon 68 million and over for 1 year travel. It was too much. And I so because of paying for better kwanu. That's the reason why we spent a lot of money to buy the presidential jet. Bibuana. Inti jet yato adibia ebetimi amawokoya betu kwan. Edi akọ America or France o. Inti say odisi o na say hwi enye no because according to the Minister of Defense our parliament no or can I say it's in good shape for traveling. Bibuana. Yes. It's an na say ubefa private jetter. Then a question of cost will come in. And I feel so.
Presidential jets, no, you were saying Ghana.
Only one for the presidency. And I know say it's not only the president that used the jet. Okay. Vice said to me, you see, and I say you're paying for. I think ex-president went to me requesting to use it. It's allowed. And he will be all, but Nipa don't do a better name. ABR is I think it's around 70 or 19 maximum or so. I have to check what I say. But mostly no, President J2 Kwaya, earlier delegation, take lead, echo, SCC with the missions over there in the country. Omomuko, they take, commercial flight at the call. Until you don't need all the number of people to sit in the presidential jet. Until the American say, the NOCO say is fit for purpose. The CEO, not say ufa private. Then the people that you represent, will ask you questions. And I feel so the private you classes. What you say? You private I say me no say. I to me fa. You were another middle.
I say private cars.
Yes.
You will money this one.
Excellent.
If one a private car but to say alacha.
Alacha.
If you say private to say jinana na so.
And I feel ni born so we have levels. Okay. But no the highest level. No afa.
Gamma but some penny ko fa alacha a private jet.
Yen can sir. But near can say you were levels. Okay. We have the one that befit. You see, who you are you have to consider in Crawford too many share with same. You have to consider them. And I think so you look at the available money they say, wow, them say yeah, bread. And I say, baby, we can say COVID. What they mean is say COVID higher according to Omu. Yeah, bread. And they say, hey, bread, yeah, we move levels. Maybe up to from 1 to 10 level. At least from 5, 6 aircon. You can take that one. But who the highest level 10 no offer. Look at the cost. I was here. All the 3-4 travels, they come over 10 million Ghana cedis. And I think so. Essence say a private jet no. A commercial entity. In some say they have advertised on social media. And to I can take the number President travel from the airport. That's a major number 9 plane the tail end. I can take it and Google it. I'll get everything about the flight. It is who security. Then yes, who security. Then the president in the first place, has opened up for security threats. No, who for private? No, who for private? And a private is a private company, and yet a public company. America. In the private also a business. Other minerals companies, top class microphone. Efa Iwana. Oh, let me find him. He has advertised everything inside of the plane. On my washroom, living room, be behind that social media. So if I tell the number, I can just Google it. Number will be in the first place, the people around the president and as any security advisor has compromised the president's security. So I don't see why Brian Champo, Miamadamfo, will come out and say we should make it a special national security issue over here. When you have gone for a private car, Mami, who call ABR, Errata, who hide Land Cruisers, now say Uko Faka. Because Rata, they want businesses. I can ask them. Mami Ba last week, of a car say ni say me hu na ma no nti ni boy sen mami uber back na say who complain about security issue I'll blame you because they are doing business car no enya wudia whoever is ready to pay to use the car will be given to the person. The same thing applies to the private jet. So for you to go for it in the first place, no, you have compromised your security. And I feel so. I'm able to Google and see everything they plane about you are. You can't blame me. What you say? And I feel so. The reason why you cost no, I maintain every time no is fit for purpose. So I have to question you how much you are using for that particular flight. Now maybe Sawa, you said it should be treated as a special security issue. You see, normally no politicians, na say you didn't know. And then when you to me, who should microphone sika who's your musika? What is sika no? You be Sawa, we should treat it that way. That's an insult to the people. You see, it's wrong. Question is a black boy bisa no, one bisa sebi ewo market or bisa wo parliament. Now parliament no 275 no, they all represent the people of Ghana. And if you answer, what do you mean? He say you have answered Ghanaians. But if you are saying it should be treated as a special security issue, that's an insult to people. There's 6 million plus they made a mistake. Seriously, they mistakenly voted for them because I don't see why you to tell me this. It's an insult. Ghana for the musika is fit for purpose.
For mommy.
What you say? And I feel so. Who found so? One from moderate to higher class. Maybe so. See, can you do? We see. No, we shouldn't ask you. I think if the Ablaka Kanina Kama, Honorable Ablaka, say it is not Honorable Brian Champon to determine whether the minister should come and answer or not. Is the speaker? And he train speaker no. And I feel so. He train and paying for in parliament. Say, finance minister Eka say. I know the ones supposed to give the cost of traveling, and I say, Jetta, President FIM, but it's the Ministry of National Security. And I believe say the speaker will not allow this advice from a friend is Brian Champon. I mean, to take away what Ghanaians are demanding for. No, I don't think so. And I believe say at the right time, the minister will come and tell Ghanaians, say, I don't do it. You see the written letter, say only around.
Appropriate time.
Yeah, into parliament where it but we cannot treat this one as national security because I've told you everything. If you want it to be security issue, then you don't go for that one. Okay. Because this thing, flight are you see. In fact, currently, ni leave or call France, flight or you see.
Thank you.
Because you can just take the number and Google it. Very simple.
NDC National Communications Team member Bako Emmanuel Adote Alote and Oten and Kano na ansana member other guest no esono meko ahomaso na makodi enkomo kakra bi aba mensaka Dr. Benjamin Ochre Ankra or a lecturer in corporate governance or head of management department at Central University. Yansaka na ndi nkomo Doc Benjamin Ochre yemwa emo akwaba ewie
eje so many aba
nempom te sai
ami adom ode ache
yo Doc we de ewie boko ne ye tetete ne mframbam ene se emfiempi mienu ane aduonu mienu 2022 budget no minority in parliament womo afa adwene bi se anhwa womo enye budget no entumu ye nyina ye ni tua ese budget no ne de bo oman ho bra indi se koba se minority decide se wo mo enyi ntomu a na che se oman yi ye kwane sen ensunsun so boni bi e wo so
yo me da say to begin with omamma ni ntia ofase omonyi ntomu
according to Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa ne wo kan se Ghana ho kire wa ha Ghana fo ho kire wo mo pamcho Ghana fo ho kire wo mo pa enti minority enye nhwe ha ma taxes a wo masan erezi e wo 2022 budget no mo no wo mo ensan fa me gu Ghana fo so enti nya de a ombe accept age sa budget na atum
yo me da say e tie for ene obeja for the on kase omo de taxes ba am e tuanti eno tu omo pene ma budget entituma yan year 1 e betumi ama problem aba because on mine from 1st January you need budget you are bringing the whole governance system into a halt. Yes, me I don't know why we are now the certificate of agency. Why I do Cameron. Even to me, I could you know, I say, oh, as I said, you need to meet here. Yes, be at your ball, man. See, young you say, young into Mukrano, and no me no money. Young ye. I say, if you, or man, dear, a tour and a secret. Then the face slipper, number coffee, watch Naya, say, come tax, number percentage, and I'm your machine. And so, on my who do you know, you see a tumbono, a den on the tumbo, a tour and on the tumbo. The moment I penetrate on the him, budget, and a baby or pieces from one of your sister stations said, Nippani be or crowd budget on kind, or name woman what he has here. In the parliamentarians never kind or Matthias here, I said, the view of her and yet number 3 in our years is one. And of family Sanka said 1.75% now they are to E11 as soon. You have to swap about 0.8 and answer 1%. And you have but say because yen yet to okra there. How do we develop? And yajuma because every time the young resources there when you 2 year go they to Ghana, the percentage you're saying. Oil is to Ghana, a percentage you're saying. Indeed, you said that Ninia, you deploy a hubra. Indeed. Say, I'm playing my young digit one, and they are no money. Then, mum, I measure on crown is a movie budget in the year. And don't tell the people on the baby, I'm going to know. I'm going to near a certain factor, say, a year maybe. I'm going to near Pajama. Near Omontia M1, Omontia on top of a day. In here and Tremono, Yentremuni, because Yayam and after I said, if the Minister of Finance, you need Nipada to make Kasa, no more budget in your money by in your Montia. He'll be by a bit who said this guy back to Okwadi, back to I say Deputy Minister Baka or no swat it. But in consider and I need Parliament here, Boboa and Sana in your mood. Okay, ready by the TV, more special communicated, and more with training. Because parliamentarians, you know, they said that on my workshop, yet from budget now. I mean, no only ABA document. Now, on there, the answer, and the air course, no. When you sound for any said will be an apple to our kind parliamentarians will do her own kind document. Here, 1 year debate her own cabin and one sort of what I thought. I don't agree, sir. Yeah, you to no money. And I mean, saying you to say the dear baby or money to, and also say the woman and ya and no M1 or man. It's the Omongeni or my budget as man. The governance system cannot run from President.
Enti runne sesai my muchire mukakra
budget near estimated income expenditure e kwanya offer so abese wo de omani sika edidi duma na parliament ma otumi go use sika ne keke so ombetimi awo protest there so we use sika ne wi a betimi abate come and let's ratify and if I say we this can be na se bra na be tire die o ti ya then you better ko ndi a offer so a obetire ma obeti afi. Let's work with the budget. Yeah, approve ye, and now yeah, approve we are not the different. Yeah, can come for no for you 7. I don't know about me. I can afford, and I say what this is. Now, one country, no gentleman, we can also let the country grind to our own. A command president to wait me and your executive powers to be what they just spread this car on our behalf. I be on end for you. So it's budget here, some more approval, but almost every year. Now, can be a fast one. Near any old woman free, and now I'm to a buy for now.
Point about qua, honorable Kujaja Blackwa, Erezi, say a buy no, there's lack of accountability on the part of government. Yeah, was Sanko Bu editor Ghana for near day, and Nema Bebro Honoma, Oma Katakata so, Sikebi Honoma, Oma, I spend the young one, the Copotia, Womodia, Ombebu Kunta, Fancha Ghana for Nina, Omuntiminye. It's a bad day, Sabi, and Yaya Quedi and Maya. Wombesai akabi agumu ebio wan kasa ususu dua mu ne said o mayi ekono wugidi ye say aban no in terms of expenses no one o man no eni ni ye
Ghana ha accountability no akaya katra then obi aba obeji ka 1 million cedis le koto table ye nkonko he say table no de toy anaso afanto emu ne ye interest ne say afia so I or the near to cannot this or the control one fan or the control watch it. Near Cofa, the other public accounts committee, near Casa, the dead, near the Trin and near Trin. It will be any man as Canada. This is Ganashi. In the parliament, and necessary, Masudi is on the a binary capacity can you demand? Yes, you demand you demand some oversight responsibility on the executive. And this kind of man over 1 fiscal year, no, maybe 3 months, 4 months, yeah, you have said, can demand various sectors, no. You may have cast on Panya, no money, ya na. Sankoban is idea, no money, and see me, I agree with him. Where they have to call for accountability at any time, they support. The moment a man blanket said, Abano. On carrying prayer, and one also be done so as I saw kind of one can now. Honor yet the minimum sicker, maybe yes, man, a little mechanic, a 10-year Cadia. Who now you are representing the people of Ghana, people of your constituency. Until one also you have to hold the government accountable. Your government assurances committee. Abayama promises, I don't know if you said, promise Abaya and or the year Juma, and you be a Omujuma and Omujuma. Parliamentarians no to do one year, but almost year, no how my. I agree with him totally. Where they have to be accountable, hold them accountable. But don't make it so blanket, say, accountable. And what have you done as a parliamentarian? About the no one can say, then we shall question you that regard. As I saw almost and can't see a discount sector be, Yasiakoda, the young man. The Bayer money in the idea. Opening Koku Kwati, about 3 days ago, I was listening to him on another station. But see, Parliament Nankasa problem. Parliament as an institution is a problem. You know, a Parliament, Ekoton Gunya, China, or by a young Gunya Ghana. Parliament increase a number of seats of Parliament, or we increase the assembly. I don't yet mean them run to her. We cannot go beyond this level. The part where they are, yeah, two months, yes, you may be a quiet, you may have some fast work, you may increase number of constituencies. Yes, you may be a Christian, you may not know. Yeah, it's a party, why can't we have a city? This assembly, you need to do a say, now, America and other countries, now, yes, or more legislation, someone also say, yeah, when you're in here, we are journalists, you mark on their wall. There's also another process. I'm better 25 more constituencies. Echo 300. Now, when you say the 25 account, we are increasing our wage bill. So, in the parliament, where they have to hold government accountable, more beer and Katanani, the chain after the year who are there. MPP, now, MPP, need best for the cassette. They support to abandon so, and Yama Bakumi, and way I work budget, they know more Yadi in Montesano. Then Sadebi met that story. We say, we be cast oh, the NDC in India, and so I dear Bakumi do a year war budget in there, the Papa, and support. Or do we get there? It's just partisan politics, which is not helping this country. We are from time now, you're from for saving. We are more for time now to more this, and no, you're fighting trauma.
Neti doc mimi sawe sansama wa boss we say obo on my opposition ade bia ne hono ma government in power be ya ebeso nani no de na ma ye saa because me so me hu bi da sa de wo ka ni sa ban bia ba na bia opposition aban wo mo akaso aban we de wo ye de ne kwan so ano no ye fo ano so ana ye bo na ba so me she dan hu bibi saa da ye nti na se ba ne saa
onipa no enkanka or twen hu say the Obo Abasua and can say politics is not bad, but the partisan position, I don't know what. Not the say or no can say oh 77 oh boy modelia and a kotuaba yan tuaba is sanama no opposition also on my bem. Inti uwa abemudia nya wuye bianye. Then ya bema won't lose the trust of the people. Ya tuaba ya twet ya no so nya pan ediaba. Inti it is the partisan position. Say your party wouldn't say a sipeng. And I speak on several occasions that party, this is our position. Not an individual position. Name Magini and then call for and then in the area review of parliament and say, go to your constituents, and no more any discussion. No constituents and say, this is our position. So go and represent us. The Ecoso and Ecoso. And Pinonia, one has been and or come here. So Kata, maybe the Adenta, MP Akasa, me wounded that. onye program bi ama me ko bi ne yen control to agenda so ono kasa when no kasa man ho so enti ye nyai se o me kasa ma party no esan se o ye me party nti ade enye kura me nye din na o ye babam also win election ya koso ye sa de mana emo o man no sabi empire here the who so be cry or government or no party for what to me a prosecution. Yeah, prosecution is always about those in opposition and those on the other side. And what? That's not how to build a country. And the young said at a point in time, you did or mind who don't be year to man. Like I said, so one pass a gun a day a year. A year my age, a boss who a boy in a and the a clear of us who are of mine year and not necessarily year to man. But essentially, say we are not thinking about the next generation. We are thinking about the next election. Say election a year back 2024. We know Kasai and then it's like in Nipadi, as I say, they find any first very election. Then you know, a fire first one, Petro Boa Akosro, then saying Greek Kofu and no Majuma Yakania, problems of this country ought to be resolved. And no one see a general. He said, yes, he has this year 2021. Yes, 2024 election. About this idea, at the end, they can say, a good you. There more minor who do any and more kind. I'm in Kruma Sebebi, at I'm not Sebebi, a Missanta Sebebi, then pay for a Luma Mamunaka, or many a giant to Swampa, or more a job, or my or more bois, I build the nation. And yes, idea, that's how we are going to be. And that's where we are going to be. Because when you do the same thing all the time, you get the same result. Nothing new will come. Nothing new. And the young first no kokasa me or children me way or away. And we are even trying to crowd out certain people. And can be more knowledge of it me I say, but Oko Campe, you knew what I'm at, Yabe Brando, into Ubiazu the Onkasa. A banner, yen to me, Yenduma, the more my tumpo. Then we have to. Democracy is about two things. You take part in voting and you must have a voice. Voting and voice. In the end, now for two back then the country will head nowhere. Then where we have to share our ideas, let's share it. Now politicians don't have some more a chance so be as soon as you hear your Casandia or party green and or party blue. And the end. Said will be our interest. But on my no one don't say guide here.
Okay, we are bedo ase ne onchiremu ade amaye. Abusian for Dr. Benjamin Ochiri Ankra, or a lecturer in corporate governance and science head of management department Central University and OTC and no Echeche and Comono yes sign abba studio 2 bio nafe yede en Comono abeshishe so. Eti mamemra free amemra also na yenhwe free ese kromo ayesheshe roha on over presidential travels yenye no se yen treating as a national security bibi yen fansha kokwamu yen mo ba yen protect no anase e bia mampanyi betu kwan a na ya tesem wiemhia odi tu kwan e ka wo bo ho ne na ya kasa ho bebre. That's how we should go about it.
Mechia Master P. Ane Mama Lu. Ana Akosia Kunedu. Ene Ma Rama. Amu hwetie yen.
Omu nyina wa LPG.
Aha, amu hwetie yen ewo ohwe Master P kra dia ne picture no ne ye opponent am ne alote. Ene ne contest MP wo nya so tom kra ena da ne DP. Admako kese ena one no ewo ho. Na Master P minia.
Oh, okay.
Na nadam for pounds so ne admako kese. Enti me kai so of friend say, "Hey, ame na wo ye minia. Admako kese so me bank on one na kura me and they say, "Me support one am say yes hotel land na onto abani bi." Yes anko be say any vote. Enti Master P ya chia ne enwanum amohwe o land nyina. Na no crash president travel national security issue. No trudo. Na no crash say ya can national security a kame say ya national security expert any operatives na nkasa kwa no mo national security na see ye.
How?
Aha. BMs ya ka national security empempi na na say obia osowa otimi kutatuo aha no na gota ebone ho na hello recheche wrong perception national security no ya ka no ya ka national security a baako health and safety okay baako food security baako job security ni nyina ka national security ho aha but Osha said the national security for obiso national security operative ubusana ontiase na the president travel a national security issue and a national security so enya bibia na ye ade a wo say ye de sie okokwam some of the national security issues I will say public because when you inform the public you get them involved and information so ba more speculations and hearsay yes ake no eba form so and it is so man panyin tu kwan na o man bo ne hoka ebi afi etwa mu nyina ye 2020 ni nyina no president akwantu 2 ye nyina kai bo ho ebi $1 million ye de betudwa esai eno no emobi eba attack Ghana ana ma breach e boy Ghana entiza unim na ensem bi ha ne ka dem but meka in fact Nigeria for baby omubu e me de pa I said the thing you dey go searcher for Sokoto na yindo your chokoto adena akopre Sokoto no e so jokoto nim ujokoto na ehya no ehyem enso what afa ho ka ko Sokoto akohwehwe sa wo behwe African president travel to do na Africa ye ko kopo ahwani ni nyina no underline the cop aye ko summit aye ko ni nyina ne ye ekosere bibi kakra ya de sere de akwantuo do duo Africa aban hodo etuko abanone no eye ade ne ekosere de ne ekosere esika empuntuo sika na ye kosere e wa America ya kosere e France ya kosere o Germany no ya kosere o Spain no senska no nyina e Ghana he ya senska no nyina e Ghana enti how many times what say bia Rwanda president dey tu kwan o mani abrebo mo bra akwanto dodo na ye fa private jet na ne boa de dodo ni nyina no e ya desere na e kosere eniwu tamehwe obi ti se nanado wodi be 70 plus na otu kwan di Ghana anim ekopa Macron emeti pen acha wo se omunhu Ghana mo ba ya na mere ho sami se mi eja na memma de bia me kwasere na me de abra memma efere mi ankasa me confidence be ofom aninti mi mom de se ye toto ye niema yie o man mu ha enko ba se o man panyin be ha no ho tutu kwan amanfo mom ne be ba besra no e o Ghana akonto bu okra nyese president na so okọ ba Ghana no esanse governance no ye ntiase ne anya ne yie nti no ama ade a osenka assemblyman ene ekọ commission kra be na president ene ekọ the president etu kwan free Accra ekọ commission school dan e wo Cape Coast at a cost it's at a cost anya brotiri akonto ni pe na e cost DC MC betimi a commission but president be because o hwe man na ye de me na me ye interchange e na ekogi loan na ye na ye na ye di tu ye ho. We are living in a country of mediocrity and no problem ayawo na said the cost of the travel no there and the main issue the travel itself is the problem na mesre say could be a champion and a brand champion wacha na adwen ba me na nya adwen kra also man panini me atiase say your budget here was scared the office of the president your sika dey come ministry way and the ba na akra nka ministry bia akra around that account anka sa na o say no anka ewura kan for ata eba parliament so be ka train say 2020 budget no your budget is 16 million Ghana cedis equal ministry of parliamentary affairs say ni say na o ma use no That's kind of some use ni saying. Na amampanyin betu kwan ye bebo ho ka na de okohwehwe na Ghana ha ane na o say ha ho tax asem ayi one Dr. Oche edi nkomo no aka asem bia me de pan o say eni se ye ya adwen se ye to aba wie a eno ano no me I'm not disappointed in Nana Akufo-Addo because man to aba ma no man fa me re anhye ne mu me to maba ma Kofi Apalo anwini the Kofi Apalo the winning ye and na ontimi mbu o man ni ya that is when I'll be disappointed because I had hope in him but me na me hope on another mu na me
feeling disappointed
no cause me fa mani to no so me minim se de obetimi aya Ghana yie no Kofi Apalo ba obi hu ye ba me na me hu ni sa sentia ye to aba ene se ye to aba se o megidi se MAAME BIAMAH ono no nim news kapa en se me megidi se MAAME BIAMAH na nim news kapa na me to ma no anwini RTP ana aden a me nse me sika me nse me vote because me die megidie ana metu hu ana mo se ampa na ye best ano nje se do win ye na best e bi ono nkofo na nya sika de vote ye o tell them entimi mom de going forward no I was say on my nankasa etimi si ginaye na ye hwe yakwantu a amampanyimfo etutu no delegation bi wa otimi se adoso broso enti o se hwe sa nyema ni nyina nye cut down cost tax bracket and na ye widen no and enti adi levy ba den ba tax bracket no se ya fa to foforo amba na eto na ho dada na akwa ye jeje a ebenya skapa your problem mismanagement tika edreni ehwe gukwa and oko state institutions be brea ama procure niema for the next 20 years kromu nyusu but say na me na me CEO nti no o say me de contract ne ma obi na me je me cut ama procure eye ka koba egu ho ama expire Katai, expiry date on but Oma procure. Uko DVL SCA, okay? Ties Oma procure guhua. Omu news. Uko institution bi I say you call a paperless. And so Oma procure invoice. Any papers. A4 sheet in name about to be lasted for the next 10 years. Mr. Westage na what system ni say ye twatua ebon na enka ye mfa hi levy kramba ana me adwuma maka ha masaka bio me ne company bi ye adwuma almost 1 year yet me pay that's right yes yet me senate but time so ya me corporate tax clearance akwa file for MP me call aye me tax office no almost say company no ontua one person akra omidim ba wateme saa for 10 months and I'm so keen to say be na so say me na me pa MP edi enti me mom calculate
instead of them to act upon it
enti me mom calculate mame na me ntua na later no me hu de ombeye this is a kind of country we are in enkofo a also mutua to omuntua me nya ba bi be na national service National service ya no 1 year. Onya na adwen so betra nkran. Owie service a obeso okohwe oledi e okumase. Ya pedan ahan ama na ye ne service 1 year no. Bebia be ko biam so moje 2 years advance. Adan e wo Ghana nyina 100% no emu 80% if you run for the man ahan.
Yenesi for mama.
Ya mabusa ho se rent tax ben e no mutua. If you run more Ghana, more than a high 2 bedrooms, 1,000 Ghana a month, or G2 years, a year 24,000 or more general. Omuntia to a kitty, 1 person or community my buy. Meanwhile, I am fast with Juma no my house. So, they had the new levy by neighbor you na Ghana nibit in China and say, a 20 Jano, Nanado Eddie enjoy our play. MPs Eddie top V8 at them. Ministers edit chele okwa ne amano V8 baako ne amano saloon baako time so na or free ho a na wato saloon no abehwe na saloon car na Camry but because 2021 no na ebia ne bo ebia be $120,000 no abeto ne for on ton
5,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes, this is the kind of a man woman me se kroma yehye amanfo pressure kosro and it be the mesre say president obeka kire yen say akwantu ametu na afi mu nyina me boka $100,000 and say he sika no enye wu sika ayoman ni sika and for me there I think say it's a national security issue but telling us the cost will not be of any threat to the
Meda say Samuel also free and out and can director of communications of that LPG Amayuko ano ade
Aye.
Wakasasa
Menu NDC ni no anani refi say omufri aban mu na enra ya enti ensembisa no bebre wo ho no mu ana epanchiremu afri ni ho enya kasa na meka nya mekasa na ewa outimi chirechiremu a because de odi achire esua de odi kan na ntie enti na me bisa na nchiremu mechi atiefu nyina na menu ana na nsem kan no na me bisa na nsem nketinketi bi me bisa atiefu nso obi wa anu yi a na wa send abrel na wakenkan bi amaye na asembisa edi kan pa ne se pa chowo se onim se yewura otujeto abra kwa oya MP na Ghana ha no me pa chowo ubakas no ya jai ton wana
ba
ubaka nkete
omuto no se
nti se MPs no ya ma won bi ankenye na yempe Camry Corolla bi Kwame bi na ya chama wo mu na omu ntenam asemu a me bi sai me de bisa menu a okujeto wasi president tu kwan a plane no board okujeto tu
ayi kura ka altin so
okujeto tu kwan a
okodi no board den pa
eno mimi nim de oka no mimi ntumi nkyerem say enu na ne board nche plane bia wo Ghana ha wo wiase ene anka Air Force 1 de ene anka ye nton yesisa nipa Ghana nipa yesi mu fa nipa 30 million nyina wo Ghana bram beji plane because plane anana edi tu kwan no yewura na Danko Akufo do Ghana mampani edi tu kwan no eben Air Force 1 Air Force 1 tu a fighter jets na edi na chi no enan men kan say ye nkobo sa abra no because ye botomu nso sa de me pesa me kire ne say min teda say yewura mahama ofri aban munra ana ne boss atamils wanya ne ba bi ko ana omampani bi a odi kan no watu kwan ama ne ade kyen ye no na Daily Graphic a publish plane no tu kwan ne bo aduane a omudi wo plane no so mente bi da mente ne mpani nsem da esan say ye nyina ye nim say esai a ye atwai da bia me kamaka me nim say asem we kura be san aba ye twasa bi a ebe ba be hunhura ye nchina because opeso hu president akwantuo sika eko mu a me pesa me hu Ghana Arsenals nyina ne bo na plane na yewura mahama ekoto ye na ehun ba asem a nkrofo bi kika se bibi di government official one bi a yenya hu ba bi onam no so ne bo no menyante yo enti niama bi wo ho no because Ghana say yenya kasa omampani no ye the chief mo friend say ba nidin no kra ye den brasa me bo ami omampani na ye the commander in chief of the armed forces obi abeka kire me say ochina Ghana akode ne bo ye mbeka kire ye man ye mfa meto Daily Graphic ne front page minimum say ye ne sa na ye yie dia the media me bisa ne say I'm specifically asking Okujeto honorable Okujeto enye bo apayo me bisa ne say otu kwan wo Ghana din mu a ofly economy ana omra meka ochina munya na mu bisa no mame Because who can fly business class? Every mimi bottom. Now economy ne ya jaifa. Now beka business class no watch I am saying this. Yeah, the mimi sika and a top V8 ne man o tuamu say 30% to say 40%. 60% ne ya meni wo yen sika. Okuja to abeka kire yen say 60% na saying V8 na mbro $100,000. $100,000 times 5 okra enya 5 billion. 5 billion oni mu pado do ebeto egu kolebu. Ya di atoka ma utim. Ka no san timu no ya san wave tax na e wo so no. Ontua tax. Bisa obi a sa meboa. Ka no timu no. Ya san ya san tax na free so. Because ya adwene ya say oh ya adwuma ma o man no. Okoto de ani bodwa na de okwa se bi o ebi ana ofru plane na wa ko dware po na wa san aba. Sa na okuje to person o kire ya omre kire ye mu. Because you are flying in the name of the country. And you are flying first class and you are flying business class. How say man penny di anka onko tena economy. Na woni man penny no, why na anka wasro in the scheme of things. Na speaker tu kwan ya okone saying, "Man, some populist politics we know. O man no me say ya drum mre a esesa anka by this time me bet na hai. Na me kire Ghana for kwan ya ye be fa so a ye be ye adwuma kwanya asame be fa so oba bia adwuma na ne nua bia nya bi me e ho na medru in my life. Say na me ka chance me ka ni radio so wo say wo ye politician na me kwa me adade wa ma me 10 pesos that friend and I send the message. Me call election me ye bibia me di me sika na ye me bring me moja ni na my adwuma. I don't work for government. I am a MPP ni mapa to the core. But me church nti me shia mrantia ni maba wana me church wom kwanya mu be fa so a ye be create jobs for ourselves. The American economy is run by 60% of the service sector. Nti wo ye baba wo betumi aye bibia ma wo men twen aban. That is where we are now. Enya okuja to kotena ho na ye 7 champagne ni niama e wo first class ho wi a. Na wa ba be ka kire me say president the oti play mu. No of our form na ko ye. It doesn't make sense. This one is populist. Populist. Idea a better Ghana for because ye nyina ye kanokre. Ye developing country ye o man ya fe na ye so. Enti o man no sika nshada ni mu saa. Ahokyera kakra wom enibie so wo form kakra cha nkrofo bi there people have education 98% ye dey say some countries no so kuja to beka san nsem we ya obi akra ntie no. Because we sorry anopa ne ni abre or person or your business be or your bibi. That is what we should be looking at. But who this INDC for we here? The be our sabesi form. Me say enra ya no mu free power. Na yewura Mahama tu kwan a okọ ne saying. Minim say wa free economic class da on be kan kire yen. Who can enra ya na president for yere nominee niama me be kire mu wa ha de ye ya sa de ne baaye. Asam no to ho pe yewura Mahama ni wo mo edi kan the one of the first people to make a statement and your wife is collecting it. That is disingenuous. Uyire na agi o oje na okosoje nye kasa waje. But he was the first one of the first people to make a statement. Me kasa so ya di V8 no ne salon car ne ba wo Mahama umpoda. Ebia na okuja to ye no. Woje umpoda. Na wa be kasa na na do de ne yire agi. Afi o kan say okay yo twa no pam no bia mfa ne de ma odi bae. Wadwane afi de omo adane no. But the me kire ne say you are flying in the name of the state and you are not flying economy. Speaker air flying in the name of the state on flying economy. So what you are saying about the president, is he telling me say so oko ana speaker ko ana obi ko na o fly first class na oni mampani tu kwan a de me pesa me kire ne say ye nyina ye nko ne saying tamosi e free china ubaka na parliamentarians njia say ye nyina ye wa ha na mo fa V8 ne mra ne nko ton ne fa nton pa ngu kolebu ana fa nton ambulance ngu kwan so e because V8 ba ko bo no eni enye Corolla bo no ana me boa Mahama ka ansia ensia ka mako 1 2 3 4 5 6 ensia nanka wakra ba na adwene ya ne say 2016 election we win awie cars na wakra from source na eba ne ka ensia no enu na nanado kan say mempe auditor ka mako 300 plus edi ma police for cameras no mahama nko aka order ye ena nanado say dabi ye hu kire yen inti mumfa magana police for cameras Camry bebrebe na nanado de ba edi koye no mahama nko aka asa na nka odi ba presidency na eno ade na nanado anje antrem antwa 7 we kire bulletproof oba bi na obi ani age and he said no at a point in time the economy was growing at 8.4. We were one of the countries, the fastest growing economies in the world. MPP ba power no say me boa onka enya niam shocks kakra bi a be hit yan Ghana was going far.
And from so say ye beka say be a president according to awutu no niam ye mebu akonta na Ghana fo nyina
mami obi a na adwene be ye ne sanka ye ka say ye pese ye hunu sa niam we ya na if it is widespread say a frichna because ye nyamra ye nhyamra and apply mra in retrospect nti ebetimi aka say for so honorable akuje to be can say okay said ye sika sam city enti no a frichna ye nhyehyɛ me I have an issue with article 71 office holding me was big issue with it personally. It was huge issue with it. Parliamentarians nyama bia or mojeje would you go and check their allowances. I have an issue as a person. But mrana mani kwan se sa nyama no ne nsanka nti me nhyɛ okuja to kwan so misa no say honorable adenti na ye chair say na no me ni honorable ahyama ena be hia wa ha na me bisa honorable what GUSB what ba betra say Ghana for ho kire wo mo sika no ya increasing almost 100%. Ya tum wa koje anka obeka say ye empa ni krom kra de say me refi ni krom no
me refi oda me beka me
ni krom ho no empa e wo ho a hospital e wo ho empa ni ho enti ESB anka mudi ma mi nkwa dia wasa mesre mu amede koje me 4x4 no 4 runner ya me twa 7 na obi twi mi anka sa 4 runner no mu fa sika no ntompangu na nka ube na ha ka say obi di anya na ma bom nsemu ama ta mo nyina mo age every 4 years okuja to beje ifie na bia viet mo chan esi ho a na eko this one no every 4 years obeje every 4 years or call pension na wa ji ni pension pay na wa san start every 4 years on sorry that. So what I'm saying is you see he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Onu a always ya semunu nanka oma ye mfatu ana oma ye nyina so obi be waje awie wadi ulda so jidi ha ubosome mami ubosome ya tua okasen na bisa ne so okotna sitting 1 hour ya tua ne sen. The inequality has been there already. All I am saying is I am not even addressing the national security nature of it. I'm addressing the equitable nature of it. Now, maybe say that be na omampani bi wo man bi so etu kwan a ye de beto social media. Munkan ba kokura nkyere me. Enu na ebisa Rwanda. Let me tell you, Rwanda is a semi-dictatorship. Enu ani say ye to aba. Obibo Usami na obo Rwanda. Rwanda. Maza sa papa no mu hu ni sa afro. Jeni a ye free amanoni no ye hu ni ama different o. Me kodi mre kakra wo ho. A u free Kigali ye kwan na u cause na say me tu kwan ko ye bi na u kona kwan yi demu. Rwanda nti sa o. Be ye ko city ho na krokase mu ho na ye de ka asem. Krokase no kra ni kase no aduru. Nti ye man fatu ho na ye man ni yie. Because our papa no betumi akogina na nimo bisa ne say play na wutina mu e kosto say. Who born dog? I'm telling you on authority. Obi ani kro nimo obetumi akobisa says that question. Into the American say it is true that the issues about the national security the president is a national security issue. No correct. The every president in the world, you see, when I asrafo ni nyina omupeni, nti asrafo na eba ohu ban. The president tu kwan a asojafo e no ne omunam enya apolisifoɔ. Asojafo because onu no ye omupeni, nti ayo omu asede so omu bebo ne ho ban. Kwan ya omu fa so bo ne ho ban no, the cost unless akujato nim bibia minimum a yentumi mfa mbeto abo.
Thank you very much. Any out here and now say Kwame Adade Oka NPP communications team no eho na ote nenka no. Rashad Witty also watching live free Adenta Citizen Francis and was we have been demonstrating against the government over our poor roads. Government sees the need to take in to rake in more cash to fund these road projects. It introduces e-levy that will bring in some 6 billion for these roads and other equally important items to be fixed. The same people who have been demonstrating against the poor nature of their roads are up in arms against the government for asking them to pay something by way of taxes to fix their roads. I'm really at a loss as to what we really want the government to do. Regards to NPP Abanga National Youth Organizer Hopeful. Lillian Akosio Bediakon. So why is the SkyTrain President Kufuado and son, Dr. Baumia, promised common toilets, the contractors haven't been paid? Yeah. Manauba Stephen. So NDC MPs are thinking that they have the same numbers as minorities, so therefore they can do whatever they like, but they should not forget a time is coming. They will have a president in power, but minority in Parliament House, and they will see how it is. Manau, by the way, every Pantime Village. Kofi Schneider of Osu. Now, good afternoon, Mami BIAMAH. Nice having you on board. The issue of the budget should bring to bear how to help alleviate poverty in the country, not draining the poor citizens. Greetings to Honorable Dr. Usefri Yakuto, the best agric minister. Eric Kwekubwedi. Patriotic voices from Bechem. Ghanaians should have confidence in Anato and Dr. Baumia. At this time, we need to come together as one people to move Ghana forward. Mark Yaprekon and as MC Yaprekon and Onusudu Yaba. As Parliament is now discussing the budget, and since we, the people of Ghana, are eager to see developmental projects, we should also try to change our mindset of seeing tax as gun pointed at us and start seeing tax as our obligation as citizens. Those who do not pay tax always on the neck of our leaders, that they didn't use our resources well. But you don't pay tax. If we pay it and we attack them on that way, I don't have a problem. And also Diabano. In Shraba and Nelka, and was say we are crying for good roads, hospitals, schools. We are not ready to pay taxes. The likes of USA, UK uses taxes to develop their country. So let's be serious as a country and pay for e-levy tax for good development. Nabe, the NPP communicators are weak. That is why Okujato is having his way. Does he fly first class whenever he travels? He does. And also Diaban, Edwin Kaiser. And also NITFM, greetings to you all. My name is Edwin Kaiser. What the man is saying is bad. Government is damaging our state money. NPP as a party and not serious at all. They are just damaging our money. Testing as done. Hey. Ahana me messages no ebesie na mame mra ni emra point 2 so because of your time no enti wo bibi efa point 1 ho a in a flash na just wo dia fam na ye koye ni mu anesa enti mame mra alote wo so na me nhyase emfa emfre 2022 budget and economic policy of government. They say ya hyase a debate wo ho in Parliament House na minority caucus no wo say wo approve. The reason I'm saying this enie achomuntie sa voice Emfa MAAME.
Imposing burden after burden, hardship after hardship on an already suffering Ghanaian public. Yes. And yet you want to continue. President Akufo-Addo wants to continue to live like a Russian oligarch, like an Arabian king, like a British aristocrat, all three at the same time, at the Ghanaian taxpayer expense. And to add insult to injury, he refuses to be accountable to the Ghanaian people, he refuses to be transparent, and he refuses to show respect to the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. We want to state very clearly that we are not accepting this new found position. The Ghanaian people will not accept this. You want more taxes, you must be accountable. And this is another reason why we in the NDC caucus are clear and unambiguous that we will not support the 2022 budget. Yes. We will not support it. We are opposed to it because of the lack of accountability, the lack of transparency. And you see it all around you, even in the Auditor General's report. And that is exactly what the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee has done. So let's be very clear. The position of the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee remains an undermine of the Speaker's authority. Yes. It flouts our standing orders. It is an affront to Parliament. It's not a position of the Foreign Affairs Committee. We have not met. It's not a position of this House. It is of no effect, and we expect the National Security Minister to respond to the Speaker's summons and come answer the questions that he must respond to. Thank you very much.
Any out here, Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, and out and no, not just we a minority, caucus, no, one more stance, a woman are taking no, say a buying Umbebua contantia Ghana for ye pay was it now, and so pay more taxes into minority form the Omo to Omhofo. Yeah, the attack budget no, one more a best supported. Only almost a yardine.
Mami, many minority, and I say NDC party. I been pa, and I feel so.
Some almost support budget.
Debbie. Once a time in him, but
I'm imagining the repercussions at the baby mine so, and I'm more dear, more pen, and more.
No, as I say, yeah, been about my phone. I see will not support because this budget will kill the people of Ghana.
How?
This same government, omo can say COVID-19, I say BIAMAH, they use COVID-19 to cover up for everything. What they mean is say, many way Ghana COVID-19, I say BIA. So if we are suffering because of COVID-19, why do you bring more taxes on the people? Do you get the whole thing?
So not supporting the budget, no. How do you want the country to be run?
So Niaekani said they should take it, go back, sit down, and write a budget that befit the conditions in the country. Now, near Koso Ghana, my budget no and reflect it, but near Odiabano, it doesn't show anything. Mommy, you see, let me show you something. 2021, on which budget, Essential said they want 72 billion as the revenue for the country. Then they will spend in some areas. Now, these 72 billion, according to the budget, almost spending 30 billion on salaries. 35 billion on interest payment because of reckless borrowing. 15 billion on amortization. Ukambuma, 81 billion. What do you mean? He said, even near Omoji this year, no, it financed only two things and was not even enough. As I say, you borrow 9 billion before they can meet these two items. So what they have to do is to look at expenditure and how they have mismanaged the country. Not bringing taxes on the same people who are suffering. Because only two items, takes away the 72 billion for this year. Now, it makes no sense. And also, 100.5 billion. That's what they want for this next year. And also, 35 billion will pay salaries. 37 will pay interest payment. 7.9 will pay amortization. 26 plus another 5 billion will pay earmark funds. Ukabuma 111 billion. What do you mean? He say, Niyamupe say no. That's Omoji no. If you give it to them, we can't even get a school, hospital, ensure electricity from that money. Everything is going to consumption, interest payments, salary, and earmark. These are the things. What I say, you have mismanaged the country to the sense say, Sika Ujini na go into interest payments and salaries. And he said we should give you more tax because tax in Iba, you can do all this. No, mommy. Oh, in Grafo, I don't know. But me, I am a summa youth, no. Me summa youth, because if you are a youth, now say, Ebia, Udiomochia, what I always say is that, at least, Udiomochia, what do you have to do, mommy? Say, You don't just follow everything or muka as hook, line, and sinker. And you're wrong. Who leader? This says you can say, as can into interest payment, amortization, salary, and earmark funds, and you still go ahead to support them. All trying to say, but to me, this tax now, that's 6.9 billion from 11 now. I'm going to use that money to create U-Start. Another lie. Go to Appendix 4 of the budget. U-Start in Grambo, or we train 60% of the money to come from donor partners. Donor partners. Not from the tax. Only 40% will come from borrowing. Only 40% will come from borrowing. And the rest will come from donor partners. And see, this budget has nothing for Ghanaians. It is killer upon killer taxes. Full of them. And in the Ghana say, we will not support this budget. Go back, sit down, write a budget. Say, one, we can claw back and I say, host now, what public sector will close. Because I say, auditors report for last year, in go to 12 billion in the year. The budget must show us how we can block those things. And I feel so, the budget must show us how we can reduce the reckless borrowing. And get more tax. No. Mommy, wow. We share the reason why minority, I can say, because that minority, and I say NDC, no. Omu Babemu. And now, your leader, and your president, John Mahama, on no say no share, anytime. On your 84 billion from borrowing, no. 84 billion. Ni tax oji nyina for 4 years, 86 billion. Share Juma Mahama, a boy, every sector, aviation, no, education, no, health, no. They say, I can Miami Brown. And I say, or they cheer me. Rewe ye from Tema through Akoso Moti Pagadan. NDC AG loan. 2016 November. In Parliament. Area no. Or say, maybe a Juma MBBA here. Very disgraceful. Seriously. 86 billion. A year tax collected. 84 billion. A year loan. Juma Papa ni boy here NDC. And she say when you I say, Mumaba 5 years. Omeji. Omo tax inkuto plus oil is over 200 billion. Omo loans here 220 billion. Omeji more than 400 billion. You can't even show anything. No classroom from scratch to finish in this country. No hospital from scratch to finish in this country. Nothing to show. Why should we support this budget, mommy? Why? And you can't say government machinery and I say government Ejuma should come to a halt too. Yeah, can say we can't support. Go sit down, take out the things you have put for them. I'm sure. Now you can say me brand and I say taxi condom. Sure. Benchmark value. No, okay. You let me finish.
He mentioned
yes.
Classes.
Sure. Benchmark value 50% on items. Only say drugs and medicines. Mami unim. Now drugs and medicines condom enkawana. Now say we say value discount now. What do you mean? He say the full cost will not come to Ghanaians. The price will go up.
I said no. That is benchmark value. No.
Oh, mami, which near almost AGI can.
Obviously to discourage people to import the same items that are manufactured here, importing them.
Mami. You see, when we hear this, it brings to question whether in Crawford most of them appeared in economics. They know what they are saying. It's say you don't just cut importation because every economic treatment be aware it was short, medium to long term. But some say some items, do we have the productive capacity in this country? Can we produce to meet the demand of this country? No. Yeah, I say no drugs. 30% is produced locally. 70% is imported. So if you put that tax over there, and I say, you benchmark now, do you have companies to produce the 70% left? No. This is the issue. In sense, Muka say AGI can the same thing before Baumia Eco year meeting. 2019 April, Eka said we are bringing the benchmark value and give a discount. AGI can the same thing, but see, we want to make sure we have more traffic at the port and make more revenue. Reasons are Omayano, he never factored AGI. One come once him. Essence said they want more money because they have wasted our money. Then they come and hide behind AGI. What you say? Look at the things are can we produce to meet the demand of our people? No. Wow. So don't just wake up and cut it. I was saying for this account. Home use plus new parts. Do we have company in this country that can produce everything to meet our demand? No. These are the things. So we should stop that thing. You see, you come and tell lies upon lies. Anything America say, you di some parties etino. Kai say, ebia na wo Sunday school. Sunday school yen just ade for. What you say? You can't be telling lies. You can't be following people to tell lies.
Majority of us no echo Sunday school.
Wow.
Majority of Ghanaians attended Sunday school.
But me can say, you tie di omanpen no me kan pipi for no. Omodi omanpen AKWAFO ni ba omiachi no. Kai say ebia wo Sunday school. Na Sunday school yen ntro wo ho. Wow. My point is say, sa AG asem no, it's not true. Because the same thing were raised before Bawumia 2019. A yes, that program no say Omudi benchmark Ebano. He never considered them. What he has said. So today, why are you saying that? That's the reason. It's not true. They need more money. Mommy, they have also brought 15% increase in government fees and charges. Tell him. Now there were 20,000 items. Government a charge your country. School fees, account, tertiary school fees, training college, nursing, university. Hospitals, so can all those things will go up next year by 50%. Then say now they will link it. Almost link it to adjustment, by what inflation. What do you mean? He say the 50 year that's the minimum. Some of them can charge 20, 30, and so on. You see, how can you bring all these things? Yes, he said it. You see, one more budget, you don't even know. He said it. Inflation, yes, okay. You see.
But just for mommy.
Mommy, near can say, who can Yamana a war budget anymore? It will not help Ghanaians. Benchmark help Ghanaians. Now, you buy 11 there. Oh, it's disgraceful. Seriously. Yeah, can almost say first 100 cities. Now, I say what you say no. The mommy friend us or send this car or send any manu. Wow. And you charge to the same you are charging 1.75 before MTN or Tigo or whatever also charge you 1%. A day. Na sika yedi ma ono e wa hifa mo se bibia our country ha mo see you are coming for production hwe enura and I say Monday kra na central bank raising the policy rate by 1%. What they mean is say two things. Banks are yes who say omo reduce base rate no, they won't do it or they rather increase it because sika no ono say central bank is the last lender of resort. Until no say or they call 14.5. What do you mean is say meji woni ho I have to also add my margins, my operational expenses and those on it. So it means say cost of doing business in the country is expensive. That is what AGI is talking about. What you say? Cost of borrowing, electricity, and so on. These are the things that a fiscal policy must address. But who's area? Then you come and which NDC will never support the budget. Ochina is the DD. We won't support but Nya can say take it back, sit down quietly. Now drink Ghana for the fuel price. Bring Ghana for let it reflect in the budget. Sure budget must say Ghana for better because NDC we're not a cheap party. Ghana for over 6.2 million to Obama. And I feel so Ghana for about 6 million plus. A mistake to my MPP. So we will not sit down for them to kill them. It didn't come boom. To stop the killers.
Me da say, my memory also Ozu.
Because of this, akoko sache ya, ese anya akroma fe. Anti bambia mame no mienu, ye be dada ye ho. Se ye be tena ha na susu se emre bi beba ama MPP every day budget. Ama NDC akase budget we die demufu a budget die no kwanso ano no e bi nsida
until then no ane ye be so play your politics
ano die sure banker ano na doctor Ochirika no ase hardly so bonus opposition party kase o government policy bi opposition party yes ape the whole Ghana Liberal Party of Ghana. I know na ya nso ma ebi mu ka say oh ada na we opposition na incumbent ya dia supporting no now ka say yeah ana ya catch Ghana for say yeah politics na yeah as Liberal Party of Ghana yeah dia de nye akokosa chia enya kroma fa ni bi da bi ka ban ya de na ya ye beka oya de na nya ye beka no kra budget a finance minister beka kan na no nema bi wo ma ye mu bi wo ha anya ye de it is say 11 say me say anya me de
11 that's a you be a concern
because already ne mu bi wo ha yesu say mobile money operators no omusisi yen enya vendors no me ka telcos no say mama BIAMAH beto ade o me ho na otua me ka 1000 cedis na o send momo mama a ye beto 10 cedis men so scan be go me phone so no say me kosa me kwa withdraw me ko yi me ko cash out ye beto me 10 cedis ba say man kosa me ko cash out na bia makoto ade wo me nua lote ho na ono so me tua ne ka 1000 Ghana besa send man na ye be sa me so me 10 cedis enti from ho 10 from me ho ko ne ho 10 e ko du alote ho na ono so anko yi anko cash out na bia ono so ni mesim for our site enti o send 1000 amount omo so 10 na fe mesin ni so ono so pushi ama cement ra no hardware ra na ono so e be sa te enti we ska ba ko 1000 ba ko enti ti aba enti sa 10 cedis no na yesu ho and as say 1.7 abeka ho and they say 10 no about 27
5
na ubakaya na nado ba foforo MPP aban ba ya no amo bete aviation fuel and taxes bi ma yes o full plane akokuma se ne ade e ba fom at that same time ana mo to fuel mu ma ya for trotro ne ade so lorry fe ekoso
as a Robin Peter to people
anu nti aya ebi mo se e kamia ye se MPP hwe bourgeoisie no mo obi dada no te the Bible kind obi no ye be ma ni bi aka ho na mo amu ni bi no mo ketu akura ya be am aya sa edi ensem ni bi ha na 15% no so be ba eze kwa collance say aya o ka 15% and almost say a minimum yeah and the oko passport office so asa na minimum there aya me ya emu bi wo ha covid buy na ka say America for you quote say ya nyina ya sovereign state America di dollar e di cedi America for ti metwa 3 trillion aba begu o economy mo position 6 kanisha
and you ntimi ntwa
kwasha me busa no America de otimi atwa America twa ya inflation aba ho inflation ba ye inflation emba ye
just can be ngum
o se atwa
let's ka bank of obotom
ana e ka se ye atwa sika kra na BIAMAH enye se ye print physical note no dabi MTN na ti gomo ni ade o mu ntwa sika enti na momo ye no esika twa ni bia no ene ayi minya lote adwuma bank or experience banker the okopel loan our bank ho a me pa cho ye diska gu bottom e ma kofi ye be try letter ma say Mr. Free your loan has been approved and then to your account so baba
go bia account
obianya kakra ano no sabasa the abasa e the purchasing power e ba krom and it dia won ton no ye beto and the school from kwala ko school na hwe mu uniform said ya chechire o ma pampe chechire o ma awofo sika o sa ko pam uniform foforo ni ho and it seamstress no area hwana nko pam uniform no adwuma na kofom and it is yes first cheska na enu fa inflation ba abra sika na ba no na nya bibi nto enya mfaso aban e de contractors ka
ani bi na fa tuo amka
me say na no pa me kosi me ba wo school a me ba man mi humia no achia me no so masa I've been watching you on UTV in fact you are doing well okay I'm a contractor see I've not been paid for and I'm saying me anka sound so me so because contractor ya ye dwa budget no address sa issue ni ye and it better na year of roads no atimi ayadwuma ye eto gege de me minti ato eye eto ena ema oman enya mpuntuo enti yese ye gege to a ye de kogu futuo mu oh ye gege to ekogu futuo mu na mom ye gege to enkogu futuo mu emma okwabrane enkotue to emfa nkwawe to
every year
BMs
obehwe ohun yi
Dabi on say you can where if I say where as a rhyme oh aha aha ya tetuo ekogu futuom aha yenti yentetuo ekogu futuom emma kwabrane nkotie to emfa nkwahwe to ya jeje to se ya de to ne begu futuom na de akoye impuntuo no se ye tua to na ye hu to no so mfa so a ubetwa fofra ya na eya enti se emu akọ adidie ne maya ye nka bi nkom seriously Ghana for bebre enti ase so mutua road wadi nyankopon ya adoma next year amu approve budget na ye de 15% ebe ka ho we person organize drivers and car owners Ghana ha near solitary road wadi tua because our roads are not ready ya kwanya ha so tu kwan free Kumasi kon kran otim se call that phrase empra he na yente wo NDC budget team under Fourth Republic yente wo MPP budget team under Fourth Republic say Kumasi Accra road say ye twa to bi say ye disika say beye for beye almost 30 years ni entimi nya Kumasi Accra road and so eto akese na ye gege emfa impuntuo emba eti enya bibi a budget ni mu na nye enti NDC for mesrese specific areas muhu ne say we emba eba parliament mu make superior argument na yen yi ho no free ba se ni nyina nya ne de eno na philosophy for beka say eno ye hasty generalization
okay. Let us say also a free year Samuel, Director of Communications or that LPG and no. I'm a
we are be country toward the court. Yeah, baby. Or Chirema say ye can crank a web. But how do I be mentioned that? I was a most random answer.
Why confused?
My confused me who so. The main thing ye can want them and I yes because budget all the budget is about they say yen hwe kwan a ye be fa so nti ye friend no budget any economic policy kwan a ye be fa so a ye sika sem ntotoe ebedimu na yetumi oman na etumi akonka nti ye kasa no bebre no me say parliament say omunji budget ni ntumu no na ma ye disappointed I am say man tini ye because the BIAMAH can say parliamentarian ya to abama ye to aba no wa ka kire wo man for say muntu mame na bia ye nkwan ye da hoyi ehwe say aban beye ebia borehole bia wo baabi ye ni nsuo wo krum ha mehwe say ye beba betu aburu akasie bia ye di pipe besi so aye nyina ye benya nsuo anom ene de keka ho enti enhyehyeye ene sa abɔhyɛ na ye hye no na parliamentarian onua okujeto ono ano san kasa ye ne obi oka ho enye se mani nsan no na mse na ano aye din nti no me reference no be call no ne ho na okɔhyɛ ne mpɛso asofo bɔ no ena sea defense wall na ye bisa se aban mrambe ye no kwan bia esese anka ye kogu so gata bia wo ba bia nsuo fa nipa no menuanom mo se mu kofa sika no wo he mesre obi a onim saa no wonfrɛ na yenkyerɛ na yenkɔfa mmra because mimi nim ɔman baako kura Dubai kura yɛse yentua tax mu wɔ nhyehyɛ enti sɛ ofil onadwene yɛ ne sɛ ɔwɔ kwan bi a yɛde bɛsi school na ɛwɔ ne kuro mu no de ɔse ɔhene na ɔse ni school e block no John Mahama timi yɛ 15% a Nanado aba bɛyɛ 95% a Nanado aba bɛyɛ 85% a yɛ bɛbia no a ɔse ɔnte aseɛ no saa ɔhene no nanka Nanado nkɔfa sika no wɔ he so pɛsɛ ɔkyerɛ me a ɔmmɔmɔden mfrɛ me because menti ɔmo ase enuanom a mutie me kwan mmiɛnsa ɛna ɔman ɛfa so di nya sika sɛ yɛbɛfa asame kwan no so ɛtoɔ anaa sɛ yɛbɛkɔ akɔbɔ bosia anaa yɛde yɛnsa bɛto yɛnsa yɛmu akɔsrɛ agya yɛ paachɔ deɛ yɛfrɛ no grant no ne mmiɛnsa deɛ ɛhe na NDC foɔ ɛsɛ yɛnyɛ sɛ yɛbɛgyegye toɔ anaa sɛ yɛbɛkɔ akɔbɔ bosia anaa sɛ me nuano mesrɛ mu a me ho akyere me moma me kakra nkɔdidi ɛna em sɛ Samuel mehu baako kan sɛ sɛdeɛ mete hɔ yi mahyɛ me kootu kama aba bɛtena ha yi na mefiri ha na mebɛkɔ na me sɛ o maame ɛnɛ deɛ mebɔtɔ mu nyɛ o wada ama o maame 500 bi na ɔkyerɛ me ba akɔ school amanya bi ama no ɛnɛ ebi a na adɔ yɛ na Nyankopɔn aka wakoma na wama me na ɔkyena na masan aba na ɔkyena akyi na masan aba saa suban wei ɔkyena wuhumi a kootu kuntan kwa ni bia na ni tirim ɔre ɔnam na ɔsrɛsrɛ sika nti yɛse aduru baabi a yɛmmɔ mmɔden sɛ yɛni a yɛbɛbɔ yɛn ho bra no yɛbɔ ne sɛn yɛbɛgyegye toɔ nti medeɛ te sɛ deɛ Same kaeɛ no under NDC sɛ tɛkpɛ obiaa agyegye toɔ obiaa mmaeɛ a ɔbɛtwam ɛna John Mahama ntumi nka nkyerɛ me sɛ ɔba kyena last week Majari bisa question baako a ɛka amakoma ɔse NDC nie mo se enye na mo ba yi afiri ho fa won sasi so because ba omia ye wa opposition no o kan say etuo bi enye no obedru ye no yi free ho obedru ye no me say Ghana ha de ama NDC for tiko apai e wo roto la ye yi free ho a enunti omani abri e-tax no eni say NDC taking office in 2009 the first tax a omutache ye a roto from 5 pesos to 50 pesos 1,000% first in the history of this country. ABSC no last week me can them 1,000% at a go Nanado aba was it no a creative traffic ka bi kura na akotwe afa ya nuanum bi so a bi ahwere omo nkwa na bi aprepra ni niaman enye ma abojo enti se sadia yenyi to ne mfiri kwan mu na ohawa to no de ba no yenyi mfiri ho ansa na yandwendwen kwan foforo a ye betimi afa so de aye ya kwan to si yisisi ho nso akwan ya sei na dankwa Akufo-Addo be kan we ya NDC ni muri anitiko apai mentiasie yempe kwan foforo so a ye di be ya kwan ye di be siesie ya kwan minkan se onka wotua sa yi ya ochina nko na kakra na ye se ye di call road fund ni mu no na ye Ghana kwan nyina but we must take steps oka port for there no benchmark levies inti ye de se Ghana for Ghana Malaysia for be fa abe free krom ha ene call Malaysia ko dua ya ene omutumi dia abe eye diesel egu ka mu inti ye de ye ni je ho se Ghana ye betna o mai mu 60+ years after independence nkrofo ibe je ye abe ko ye no ye nkoso na ye nkra enwo enye ye niwu Mr. NDC man eye wo de say wo my Ghana krango eye wo de say wo my Ghana enti no ansa na ye betumi ama Ghana for enwo ahin high wo mo no we have to start from somewhere. I mean, it's a chicken and egg issue. Yan China ye hunsun yen ewie ansa na ye to anamo sami upesa unya wiase sika nyina wi ansa na odi oba ko school ana uji wakatua na wa yi 500 akotua na ochira na wa yi 500 akotua media me position ne say niama ye no Ghana ha se be ya menua bi benya adwuma se bio se bi mpreduasa wo mo ani adwuma pa adwuma wo mo akom ye fru kom de wo mo a enye se wo mo ye ni hafo ta oman na adwuma ni munti ye nyi sa niama na Ghana nwuma nko nanim akukọ funu ye yi benchmark value free so menua se ne ti kwa apai menti ase hwe na na do akọ nante ewiase de sese nipa ye bia waye sesi a Toyota aba Ghana ha omo ye ka number 2 Nissan aba omo ye ka Sinotrack aba me kan cars yi koso wa ha se nipa 100 kura na enya adwuma wo hono mu ayenso yakoye nim by 100 enti osi say ye be protect ya ankasa ye di ayeye no Ghana no ye nyi sasika na ye de to so no wo ya bra obi ye sasika no ba omi yi wie ye no ene kura na what is obi ati ne niama so wo Ghana ha wako oboso kan sa aboso kan for say ya amount 50% off enti no ye free so enti no ya te ye niama so wo te ye ana edien pa na wo te say benchmark values buy ye no ye te free so ba buy ne disika na ma wo mo anye so de che wo mo o de ma wo mo say wo Ghana ni a wo tie me ene me amete ai ye hu ba hin han ye ye de ama wo mo na ye hu hin han ya ye se ya ji ye sika ene anka ya njiji ya de mpo na ye mfa nche Ghana fo ai. So all I am saying is benchmark values are dey asem no dey asem enye ye ye se ye free so ye yi de ye be yi na free so akwan wo de wonim hwe kura ko hwe budget no akwan a ye to aso en menu na me bie ya na me de kire no a wo yi na ni se onhwe eno na ya mo ya no that we are moving it
but wrap up mama fast
ha me o tete me o wanya hwe yanka nti me kire Ghana fo mu ye ne ya nti de me pesa me kire ne se de ye ekwa eba no budget no ye nti 100 billion eba mabunu ho se sika we nyina begu ye botom na menu asame o ye mabunu kakra na se same sorry na same tumi ebia adwuma bi a aban se meso wasene na wo fa ko wanim me obeye rent ya o si ode ma ye free 2 years abranti a wawie school enfie mienu aban betu ahya ase ama na watete wo kakra niama pa bebre wo budget no na ndisi fo ahu sa niama pa ni nyina ye wo ya nti o si
yo mami won me say ka biom yen giant tro no you start ID ban 1 billion not
30 seconds
1 billion 100 billion yes into the can say NFS in the budget appendix 4B or is can or train donor partners or 60% to finance you
start. It has always been
it's a lie. It's not from the tax. It's a lie. NFS I mean last point last point I mean last point please last point one say near ye can say aboso kind kokompe any swami. They've also employed a lot of people. Ain't he? Oh yes, car. They employ only 100 no. How many Ghanaians bet you to have fresh car no? You have to have a balance. Not in Toronto Munjai.
Yo, Biamana, the woman say,
how many people can buy the cars you are doing?
Oh, they
will. How many?
Kayaka at 2 1 biuma. On the 2 day, say, son, a hunya, at 2 hunya. Whether it is small or huge, it is very important. What you say? Ghana for bear 30 million no. Say mu 1 million pe. There be a 1 Ghana cedi. There be a 1 million cedi. Afi 365 million cedis. On scale wom. That to no na omunye scale bia no. It's a lie. I was expecting Sanka Dr. Baomieni be ko ho. Nanka digitization na because the chateau no my the chateau no my paper na say eye no kre say nya no krampo enti obi aka jam so honorable bom na menya adwuma na so pa adwuma ben o so peto na to buti de o san hwe bra sister yi obeye no wato asase osi ope kuma na say enti omoji ska no gombotom na to no enya ne na create eye traffic no bia ma se hwe utokro mu he ya by 15 minutes time bon traffic wa ha mpacho to buti na wa ha enti mesra say na e create traffic near there it doesn't wash na mesra Ghana for say maso aswansa NDC ni MPP do me eduka daya e bra so say moma ye besisem and the Liberal Party of Ghana there yes say samoto abama ya ye betua obabi aka bosomi bia ye betua akwala bia onye di 18 years ka esan se Ghana sika wa ha yeti sika so ya mekwa ndemo
I was here for who's free and out in Kano, Emmanuel Adote, Alote, National Communications Team member, NDC, Otenenka, Nana Ose Kwame Adade, National Communications Team member, NPP, on Otenenka, Eben Yufoya Daruma, and our more ever Boamema Tuche and Como area. I said I can see a Coma production crew, Joe Damia, Domageri, Sajmana, Fifrema, Abancro, Momada Romanombo, and Semina, no Mame Berisa, Yemidi, at the Mami, BIAMAH, AKWAFO, and Chiaka Sie Enko Emma Nana Ejenim Boate, Managing Director of Cocoa Processing Company Limited. Nana, baby, I will be a mechiao na mafeo pa. And na Mia Casamicho Chumucho, Uncle Richie of Richie's Plantations. Also, we mema good afternoon. Afei Dr. Eso Heba Center. Mema good afternoon. Any abusuafo ankaya mutimi efreye nyina asadaka se enkomamo. Me sorry so you know Ola Michael eba bejeadwa agigi entata e de yen akofie medin e de MAAME BIAMAH AKWAFO betimi afra me BIAMZ 1 anase BIAMAH brofo de MAAME soja ya bi premier mejoso makrao